Hello and welcome to this Sunday's episode of The Ancient City with me, your Dungeon Master, FGC Jesus. When last we left off, our heroes had just completed delving into the Forgotten Mines on the eastern side of the Land of Disaster, where they met Big John and his cadre of ghouls at the bottom of that dark and depraved well. Having met up along the way with Bramblethorn the Thrush Knight, they had assisted him in rescuing his sister and brother, Glenn and Delendra, and in the process also met up with an old friend, Prince Diego Alagracius of Zamoria. Now we find our heroes fresh out of the mines, heading towards the eastern mining village to give the bad news to Lily's mother. And so here we will continue. Y'all are unmuted. Right, so here you all stand, out on the Palace of Oath's exterior. The smell of acrid and burnt air is ever wafting, as always.
Good. Yes, that's I love wafting, disgusting air.
Y'all just gonna stand around like morons, or are you gonna do something?
Yes, I would stand around like a moron.
Hello?
Alright, yes. I'm moving
I shall
to the village, so...
move to the village.
Yeah.
Alright.
Being that the last thing I tried to interact with everybody's like, nope.
Oh yeah, this reminds me. I was given a little bit of friendly instruction by the party last time that we used to sort of do like an order of operations with how people were doing their actions. And I think I'm going to go back to that. So I think it's reasonable to assume everybody's going to the eastern mining village at this point, correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
Alright, then let's go ahead and just move that map back to East Valley.
Oh, no.
And you set foot once again within the narrow passage leading up through the mountain pass and past the small gate, wherein you see that the town is a little more lively than it once was. Lily stands outside of the boarding house with her dog, while Yund and Cecile are tending to the graves in the north. The two hedge wizards that you had apprehended but a few days ago are discussing something by the well, and the tree that you had felled has fallen flat through the house on the east. Please go ahead and place your pieces on the map. And we'll start with ML. What are you doing?
Oh, he's here, hello.
Well, he's gone. ML, what are you doing?
Just making sure my microphone works. I've been talking for the whole time and no one
Oh,
was
well, I haven't heard a goddamn thing you've been saying.
I'm here now, sorry.
I haven't heard anything you've been saying either, so
No
we're
worries.
even.
Right, well, I just recapped everything, and I told you what it was like in the village. As you can see,
Oh, look at this updated village. So nice.
It is very nice.
so, as you all step into the village, you sort of get a sense of the increased liveliness of the place.
Jeez, we sound like 3 whole people here. Now they're like they got like wine stores and shit.
Yeah, I mean...
Yund turns and notes that you've all walked back into the village and gives you a friendly wave. Cecile
I'll wave back.
Cecile does much the same.
Oh,
Where's the girl and the dog?
Lily is standing out in front of the boarding house.
I entirely missed her. I'm going to. Wait, no, sister.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, good dog. Big dog. Must be a Rottweiler.
Dog. Can we pet the dog? I'd like to pet the dog.
You can certainly do that. If you pet the dog, he's sort of much like a wounded dog would. Doesn't give you much acknowledgement, but an upward glance.
Must be the dog.
And Lily herself also gives you a small head nod.
Alright, I need to go give the life stone to the mother who's sick in bed.
Then we'll follow Steve as he goes to hand the life stone over to the mother.
The follow Steve.
You step inside the boarding house, which now has the smell of cooked food wafting through the windows and through the loose wooden rafters. And the mother looks up and sees you with a bit of excitement in her eyes as she notes that you take the stone of life out of your pack. Oh my goodness, you found a stone of life. Does that mean you found me husband?
Unfortunately, we were unable to locate him.
You couldn't find him. Was he not in the mine?
The only thing in that mine was death.
Oh. Oh, I see. Well,
Well, on the brighter side, we didn't find your husband there, and if there's all there is death in there, we didn't find him there, so.
It's best not to give the woman false hope. It's likely your husband has, unfortunately, perished while looking for your lifestone. However, he clearly endeavored and loved you enough to mine these stones here. We simply found them mined already. It was certainly him who did this.
no. Oh, say it, Hansel. She reaches out, and if you hand it to her, she'll take the life stone, and she clasps it gently to her chest and stays pretty silent after that.
I'm sorry for you.
Leave me be.
Alright. Well,
We get out of this building.
So, as Monolith and Melda have gone and given their reconciliations to Lily's mother, what are the rest of you doing?
I want to go talk to the apostles.
The apostles. Oh, the two. Oh, there's the
Acolyte,
two.
sorry.
They're the ones that we charmed or
Okay,
whatever,
one of them
right?
pulls out its Godskin peeler, and one of them pulls out its Godskin needle, and the boss fight begins. Nah, I'm just kidding. Go ahead and
really
go
bad.
over and talk to the two. Well, look at that. The people who beat us up back into the village, says the man on the right.
Yeah, we had some unfortunate circumstances. However, want to get something to eat?
It sounds
Water
like
under the bridge.
it smells like Maman is already making some food for later. We try not to take too much of the stores while we can. It seems like resources are pretty tight. So, we'll eat when Maman says it's ready.
I see.
In the
well,
meantime, what have you discovered while out there, adventuring amongst the ruins? Oh, forgive me.
Well-
I don't think we ever properly introduced ourselves. The first of the two, the one on the right, points at his chest and his brown tawny hair, and he says, "My name is Arcturus." The one on the left rolls his eyes and says, "My name is Philomela."
Hello. Nice to meet you. I am Granbrink.
I suppose it's nice to meet you under these circumstances, Grand Grug, says Philomela.
It is.
We've offered
We
our...
have found some stones of life in the caves.
Stones
It
of
looks
life.
like we'll be able to nurse people back to health.
Interesting. It's been a long time since anyone's managed to get some of those. Usually old Big John kills them or scares them off.
Very bad beatdown. But luckily, we were able to escape.
I see. Must have been quite the fight. Big John's not partial to giving away his life stones.
Oh, no, he is not.
Well,
However, there was something a little bit out of the ordinary.
oh, and what's that?
You see, I seem to notice a lot of bodies being crystallized or infected in some way. But there's two variations. One is very bright and breathing, and the creature has sentience. It is alive. Like Big John. Big John could talk.
Mm-hmm.
But we also found at the deeper ends of the mines, like husks of bodies clamping onto objects.
Oh, well that's very interesting. I've never heard of anything like that. They both
Yeah.
ponder together and start talking about various magic things.
Shit.
Though,
I am
it
only...
kind of goes
Sorry.
beyond you in what they start to talk about.
I am only but a simple monk of the polo. I hope you two can help us figure out what the problem is.
I mean, we could certainly try. We weren't exactly head of our class.
Any little bit counts.
Well, give us some time to think about it a bit. And if you could bring us any samples, that would be great.
I'll remember that. Thank you both.
Hey, sure. Hey, just be careful when walking around here, okay? Tensions are still pretty high, even though there's more people to help out.
Trying my best to alleviate those. If I had more food, throw a feast, but sadly, we cannot.
Indeed. Well, we're going to go back to talking amongst each other, if you don't mind.
All good, brother.
ML, what are you doing now?
Yeah. ML is just going to actually go back there and look at the remains of the old dead tree that we killed.
You take a peek at the rotting old tree, where when you had previously slain it, it sort of took root where it stand. It seems to have quite quickly deteriorated from the health that it once held. And in time, its roots became brittle, and the soil, not being strong enough to contain the sheer bulk of its size, gave way and it simply fell through the rest of the house, becoming somewhat of a dead-looking log.
Just gonna poke it with a stick.
And so you do. It's sort of squishy to the touch.
It's certainly begun rotting, which is oddly quick. It's only been a day, two. What was it that animated you?
A curious
like-
question indeed.
Anything I can roll to see if I can get a hint on that?
Roll me a nature check.
I can certainly try that. I'm not figure out where my character sheet is.
You both, any of you, if you take a look over it, where
Nat
you
20,
and
sweet.
a nat 20, you can think of a couple of things that may have animated it, but all of these are basically just guesses. Maybe it was the Well Dweller. Maybe it was Guiltleaf. Or maybe it was some other malevolent force. But that has yet to be determined what has the power to animate wildlife, or rather flora, to such an astounding degree. It also did have that magic item in its mouth. Maybe it was intended to be raised and slaughtered as sort of a test. These are all different theories that flit about your
Which
mind.
magic item was in its mouth?
It was a bracelet.
Oh, right, that one.
Anybody who looks over at Yund and Cecile see that they're simply polishing off some of the gravestones and having a quiet conversation.
Make you liquid snake.
What? No, he's not.
Totally you. This liquid snake speak of his.
Well, whose turn is up next to do the thing?
At this point, we're gonna go ahead and say Monolith and Melda, Falcon. I'm so sorry, Falcon Silver Eyes. What are
I
you doing?
imagine after almost dying, I think 4 times in the past little experience, he would be pretty quick to just go and begin resting. So I would say he is just going to start trying to compose himself and mend his wounds and eat some mushrooms and etc.
Now, do you have some of those mushrooms from earlier?
Yes, I do.
Are those gonna be the ones that you eat?
Let me see which ones I have, because I know one of them is poisonous, but I didn't take that one. I took just a brown mushroom piece. So I guess I'll eat one just off of my body, because I know that's good, but then I want to take a little nibble of the brown one.
Okay. With a nibble, you feel your mind sharpen, but no natural, no recognizable effects.
Okay. Can I do a check on the mushroom to see what kind of mushroom it is? Maybe a nature
check. Yeah.
I didn't mean to roll that with advantage. So a 19.
This is. It would appear to be a what are they called? It sort of looks like an amanita mushroom,
Okay.
but without spots.
You know what? I'm just gonna scarf the whole thing down.
As you scarf the whole thing down, you feel your mind reinvigorated. Restore 1 spell slot.
Cool.
And
We gotta get more of those.
with that, you have all noticed that Falcon Silver Eyes has furtively tucked himself away into the boarding room, where he handily takes himself a bed to rest in. And he does so and begins to sort of keep to himself a little bit. And up at the top, we're back up with Monolith and Melda. Since you both wanted to act at the same time.
I'm just gonna approach you to Cecil.
He's going up to you.
Lay of the land.
Okay, he can go and do that first because Melda is actually going to he was gonna go over to the not the ruins, this cave, the cave to go look at the religious stuff in there.
Okay, go ahead and
Do that
move
first.
your piece in there, Melda. In the meantime, we're gonna handle what Monolith's doing. Monolith, you approach the child and Cecile. Go ahead and tell me what you want to do with that.
I'm just gonna talk. Have there been any changes since we sent the recent adventurers to your camp?
Yund talks to you with his hands on his hip. He's looking as confident as ever. Apart from you sending us those 2 head wizards and Cecile here. Let me think. We had a strange visitor come by the other day. Or rather, yesterday, I suppose it would be. It's always hard to tell how much time has passed. But they looked a lot like you, Monolith. But
Like
we
me?
turned them away.
That's incredibly surprising. Why would you turn one that looked like me away?
We're not just going to start letting everyone in here just because you guys were nice to us. We still have to be careful.
It might be someone I know.
It may have. In fact, I believe he was speaking about something familiar to me about you. You said you're a martial artist, correct?
I am a monk, yes.
He appeared to have the exact same build as you. It could just be my deductive reasoning here, but I feel like you may have something in common with this one. He seemed to be a little angrier than you, though.
Yes, well, not everyone of my species is as mild-tempered as I. Takes many years of training.
If I recall, he was yelling something about... what was it? The market.
Mark,
Yes,
You only
I'd be
assume
careful,
that
though.
he's
He seems unstable.
unstable how?
He seemed very angry. I don't know how else to put it. It was more of a feeling than anything else.
An intense presence, you may say.
Yes. I could feel it even through our barriers.
Checks out. I appreciate the information. And Cecil, how have you been holding up?
Oh, you know, I'm doing better now that I have other people to take care of. Yundir has put me to work, keeping the village a little bit safer. Not only that, but we've managed to actually get a few seeds to sprout. Hopefully, if we can find some water, we can maybe start growing some crops.
You know,
Though I think Lily would be best to talk about that. She's the one with the green thumb that managed to make it grow.
I will. Where exactly did you plant these seeds?
We've planted them over there next to the cave.
Thank you. We have found water in a cave nearby. Maybe you could send yourself and the two wizards to go grab it.
We'll certainly see about that, but I think we need something more along the lines of a working well. There's not a lot of people here who can leave and keep the place safe.
That's understandable. But for now, there is a large barrel of fresh water in the cave nearby.
Interesting. Cecile scratches his chin. We'll have to see what we can do with that.
For now, it would be able to sustain you for at least a week. I'm going to go talk to our... So I'm going to move to our boy over here, and I'm going to let the cleric do his turn.
Alright, Monolith's moved over to Falcon. We're gonna go back to Melda. Melda, you stand amidst the mossy cave and you are looking at the small, rounded stone idol of Guiltleaf.
Before, now they said they were planting things like outside of the cave. Would they have been like here? Or?
They're in this area, yes.
So would I would have seen them as I came in though.
Yes, you would see them, but it's not a lot. It's really, they are just sprouting. It's like a twig and 2 leaves.
Gotcha.
And it is
Could I,
struggling.
You said struggling.
Yes.
All right. Oh, can I go back to where like out here outside seeing these first?
Sure.
All right. So seeing these and knowing of what Guiltleaf has told me. Can Melda like to inspect the to see what is actually growing? Can I roll a nature to try to see, or nature or survival to see what they're actually growing?
Yes, you can roll a nature check. And as
14.
you are doing so, you hear a very furtive voice behind you as Lily has walked up behind you. And I would like to turn her around, but it is being a pain in the ass. There we go. Cool. She's walked up behind you and is sort of keeping her hands clasped together and looking at you and looking at her plants.
Oh, did you plant these?
Why, yes. These are my children.
Your children. What exactly? What kind of plants are they?
They're just green for now. It's all we've managed to grow. Since it's so dry, they've only just managed to sprout a little bit, but I was hoping that we could get some flowers planted soon. But we've yet to find any.
It seems like you really take a lot of pride in your attempt to make a garden. I hope that you know what? If you'd let me try something, I may have something that might give your garden a little bit of a boost. And so Melby would lean over.
Lily reaches over and places a light hand on your shoulder and shakes her head, and it takes a lot of energy for her to do that. Please, sir. This is my pride. If I can't save even my own town, then what use am I here? Let me do it myself.
Well, if you insist, I can understand your pride. I'll let you go ahead as you are.
I appreciate it, though. Say, have you ever thought that maybe things wouldn't be so cursed if things were beautiful to look at again? Maybe it would be a little bit easier for us all to live if there was more green and red and blue and purple. Maybe we wouldn't be dying of hunger. Maybe we wouldn't be dying of blight. Maybe things would go back to the way they were.
You know, I really think you're correct. I think things would be back to the way they were. In fact, I had a dream. Well, I would say a couple nights ago, but it hasn't been night. But I had a dream as I slumbered not too long ago, and I was in a field, and as far as the eyes could see, there were flowers, and some beyond my even my comprehension. I look forward to a day where that dream can become a reality.
I do as well. And maybe if I just had one tiny flower, I could make this whole place better.
You know, I believe you could. If I find one, I'll be right here with it as quickly as I can be.
Thank you, sir. Come on, Kerberos. She calls to her dog as she begins to walk away.
Well, and then Nether will go back to the cave.
You slip back inside the cave.
So, with my having had the conversation with Guiltleaf, I want to see if I can, just feel around in here, if I can try to ascertain any kind of, message from these idols.
Okay, so how exactly do you want to do that?
So, if they're the idols, and this is the idol of Guiltleaf, right?
This is a small, primitive-looking stone statue of Guiltleaf that you've seen all over the land.
Right, and then this one.
That is an altar. It is an altar with several candles on it and minor food offerings up to the beast, with a fresco of his face on it.
I couldn't hear who you said it was to.
It's to Gilt Leaf.
Okay, cool.
It is a fresco of his face. Sort of like an ofrenda.
All right. Actually, I'd like to pray to Gilt Leaf and say that I think that one of my challenges of this journey you've put me on have been realized. I think that I know who shall be the keeper of the rose. Now I only need to find the rose. Is there any more?
All right, give me a religion check.
Religion. Go.
Also, who's your god?
Nat 20, baby.
A lot of
Wait,
nat 20s today.
first off, I need to ask you, who's your god before you came here?
Jesus.
No, I mean your
No, he means you.
character's domain. Who is their god?
My domain it's a war domain, so it is
You can just say like Ares if you want. It's not. That is official canon.
That's official canon.
Yeah,
I mean,
theoretically.
whoever it is,
I
I
don't
want it
know,
to
but
kind of
be
like weird.
because the more you start praying to this being, the more irritated your normal god is going to get.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. Although
And let me see, what did you roll in that religion check?
Nat 20, so a 24.
Nat 20. You don't receive so much a verbal affirmation of your prayer so much as you begin to smell a sweet scent wafting on the breeze.
Let's see. Wait, the breeze? Okay,
Yes,
so
a breeze
I got a
that
breeze.
blows
I got a breeze in
out
the cave.
from the cave.
Okay, where's the breeze coming from? Direction? I'll
You
lick
feel a
my
gust
finger.
of air enter into the cave and swirl about. The sweet scent on that breeze leaves, and you are able to follow it to a degree.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. So you have spent some time praying to this idol of. Also, who is the god that you decided on? If you can't figure it out right now, please send it to me in a DM in a second. We're not just gonna be like fucking. I'm a cleric of theism. I think all gods are equally valid.
Let's go. Isn't Torm like not exactly like Torm isn't like destruction and stuff? Because I'm not he's not exactly a destruction type of guy. That's why I wouldn't go with Ares.
I mean, Athena is also a war god.
Athena's a war god.
Yeah.
You know, I think Athena makes sense. Wait, is Athena
Okay,
canon?
All Greek gods are canon for D&D. It's a whole
Yeah.
thing, but mostly annoying.
I mean, I don't care who you say is your god, so long as you like have one to begin with.
Then why can't you be his god?
Because
You're already
we're
the
not
DM, it's
doing,
basically the same
we're
job.
not doing that.
But we're going to. You know, I'm gonna look at the. I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna
Athena,
go ahead and
like-
say that you've already used up plenty of time, so we're gonna move on to the next person.
All right.
Grand Grug,
Yes.
what you doing? You see Philomela and Arcturus are sort of still chatting about some minor wizardry bullshit over at the well, and kind of casting glances down there. You and
Investigate the
Cecile-
backyard here.
Hmm?
Can I investigate the backyard here?
Yeah. Go ahead and move yourself over to where you're investigating.
Could be.
There's a large series of ruptures in the ground where the tree had pulled itself up. Underneath that is a rather dry set of under-earth. It's a wonder that that tree was able to survive at all, evil or not, given how dead this dirt looks. Other than that, it's rather barren. Brad?
I'll level out the ground where the rupture is. Like, just
Feeling-
spend some time to flatten out the ground.
Okay. You spend some time shoveling dirt into the ripped remains of the earth right there until it sort of resembles what was once a whole backyard. That doesn't really cover up the fact that a large section of the wall has been torn asunder, but, you know, it helps.
We gotta start somewhere.
That isn't to say that the alderman's cabin isn't livable. It's just missing a part of its wall, and ceiling, and table, and kitchen, and a lot of things. But you can still lay down in there if you wanted to.
But no, that'll be it.
Alright. Next up, we got ML.
I think I want to go talk to the rookie wizard, see what they're doing in the well.
Arcturus gives you sort of a sidelong glance and says, "Oh, it's you. I can tell the look of a wizard who studied at Academy from a ways away, and you just reek of superiority."
It was actually community college. My family couldn't afford the
La-dee-da.
academy, so.
What do you want?
I was just curious. You two have been standing around this well for some time.
Yes, we're trying to figure out why the water isn't down at the bottom of the well anymore. It's not like the... We checked it already. There's no magma down there. So I don't think it would have just evaporated. No, this is...
Have you tried seeing what happens if you all pour water down there and see if it just sinks into the earth or if it's being conjured somewhere else?
Of course we did.
displaced.
What do we look like? Hedge wizards?
Do you want the honest answer?
We don't need your talking down to us.
I was only trying to help. Tell me,
Well,
what was your
if
plans
you're
then?
trying to help, I suppose maybe something else is needed. It would seem that at one point, and don't ask me how I learned this, but a lot of the water flow at the top of this area, this entire area around the Palace of Oath, all stemmed from the same place. And all at once it all dried up. But I don't know why that happened.
Rather odd.
For example, have you seen the large well, or the fountain, with the statues outside of the Palace of Oath?
Yes, it would have been pretty if there were water there.
Well, that's just the thing. Apparently, according to some old slates we found, that was once a well where everyone would come to drink if they were ill, or if they had problems, or were hurt. But all at once it all dried up.
Wait. You're saying that there were healing waters in that fountain?
If the translation is to be understood, yes.
Did you know that if you frequent some of the deeper parts of these floors, that there are certain areas where there are trickles of that same water? Water that has supposedly miraculous elements.
No, we didn't. We'd simply been traveling with the captain for quite some time, waylaying into adventurers like you. We didn't get as much time to study as we would have liked.
Well, if there's any consolation to settling down.
I feel like we're a little safer here. Maybe we can do some good with the crops here.
There is a Jord amongst our coterie. It's possible that they may be able to help, but you'll excuse me for not being the one to ask. The two of us don't exactly have a friendly relationship. But
It's a miracle
perhaps
that any of you are
maybe-
traveling together at all.
It is the coincidence of happening to meet people and them being just strong enough to be helpful, but just weak enough to not be able to handle the wilds alone.
Indeed. Such is the trapping of being a mage. Magic is strong when aided by sword and spear.
Could use another spear, to be honest.
Well, I hope you find
the
it.
time that one of my allies and I were trying to open a door, they used a hammer and the actual handle of it just shattered in the middle of a swing. It was honestly rather sad.
Well, that's very interesting.
You hear a loud sneeze from the cave. That's Melody.
Well, I suppose if you ever make it down into the ancient city yourself, maybe you'll find out more mysteries than we can here.
Yes. Let me tell you something that we've learned.
Sure, shoot.
Supposedly, there is a side entrance to the palace.
Yes, there is. Have you not gone over to the side of the Palace of Oath?
We didn't even know that there was a mine over there. There's not very good, signage anymore.
Well, it's almost like this whole place is abandoned to a degree, huh? That's crazy. Philomela
Except
laughs at
abandoned
you.
places imply there was at one point habitation, implying that there was at one point signage, but it's just nowhere to be found.
Sure, at one point, sure. In any case, yes, there is a side entrance into the castle, or into the Palace of Oath, as it were. That's how we got a hold of those slates.
Does it happen to have a lock, or is it just a push
Oh,
open
yes,
and then
it is locked. But if you're clever enough, I'm sure you can find a way in. I know that the front door is locked by a powerful glyph.
Yes, we've noticed that. Well, I'll leave you to it, and if I can find anything else to assist with the situation, I'll bring it up to you.
Godspeed, whatever your name is.
My name is ML. ML Atom.
I'm Arcturus, and this is Philomela.
Safe, I would say travels, but let us just hope that the haven is safe.
Maybe one day we'll return to traveling, but in the meantime, we have much we can do here.
Yes. And I'll start walking away in the direction of Melda, see what they're doing.
Alright, so you begin walking towards Melda. Now, we've got Falcon here.
And I'm waking him up.
Falcon, you are suddenly tossed awake by Monolith's big, heavy claw yaws.
Ah! The spinning indicates I'm waking up.
Yes, it's me.
Yes?
Look,
Go on then.
Go on, then.
Cecil says they have planted seed and they sprouted near the cave. I think
They've
you
been
would
able-
want to know about this.
They've been able to grow something.
According to them, yes. Yeah,
I would-
come with me. I'll show you to the supposed place where they're growing something.
Show me them seeds.
I'm gonna move towards where you mentioned.
seeds.
Over here.
They're over here, right? Yeah.
They are right here.
Okay.
As you step over, you see what is clearly several stalks, well, not even stalks. It's more like sproutlings of grain are beginning to pop up through the earth. Not cordoned off very well, to be sure, but it is an honest and true effort to grow the green.
You said grain, so it's like food crops.
Yes,
It is food crop.
Can I use a check to see if these are growing by any sort of magical means?
Yes, so give me an Arcana check.
16.
They are not.
Earlier, before we left for the mines, I tried to grow a mushroom and it withered immediately. The fact that these are able to sustain themselves without any...
Your mushroom didn't wither immediately.
It didn't? I thought you said it did.
No, it did. No, I never said that.
Oh.
No, it grew. Your mushrooms grew.
Oh,
They're
shit.
mushrooms.
Okay, well, that's good.
They just didn't have much to latch onto.
Right, but I still used Druidcraft to grow that mushroom.
Yes, they definitely grew.
Okay. Okay.
But they did not have anything to feed off of.
I got you. So these are able to sustain themselves.
They are, as a druid, you can tell these are barely holding on, but
Yeah.
it is there is definitely an experienced green thumb here.
Without a water source nearby as well.
Yes, that is a definite concern. You're also keen enough on this to realize that these wouldn't have grown if somebody was drinking enough water that's available to them, rather than just giving their water to these plants. They're using their water rations to grow these plants.
It would be impossible for them to sustain themselves without water, while at the same time making these plants sprout, little as they have.
But we saw a water source back in the cave, plus that rather large barrel full of water that could certainly last them quite a while.
Yes, but nobody besides us was there.
I was just adding that on, so we should likely either go back, grab it ourselves, or have Cecil and the two mages grab it.
I wonder if we have a fellow Circle member in this room, or this village.
I'm assuming that's on you to find out, not me. I do not know anything of this.
Yes, I talk to myself sometimes. Can I go over to Lily and try to speak to her in Druidic?
You certainly can. You begin to walk towards Lily, who is playing with her dog Kerberos.
I'd like to say good boy to Kerberos, but say it in Druidic.
Lily looks at you confused. What did you say?
It's just a way I sometimes talk to animals every now and again. I find they occasionally will understand in a way that they don't understand if you speak to them in regular words.
I don't think Kerberos understands much of anything. We just found him wandering around the Palace of Oath some time ago, and, well, he may be a dirty little stray, but he's always been good to me.
You'd be surprised how much animals can understand sometimes, even if they can't express it. Tell me about those plants over there in the corner. You grew them?
Yes, I spent quite a bit of time trying to get them to grow. If we don't have food or any greenery, then what's the point of staying here?
Yes, that is true, but also you cannot risk your own life to grow plants.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You could not have grown those without using your own water.
What would you have me do? We're going to starve soon, and I can help, even if it's only a little bit.
Yes, this may be true, but if you are capable of doing as little as you have with what little you currently have as a village, you'll be able to do much more alive if we can get access to more water. Do you understand? You have a talent for plants. This is much as true.
I understand. Please, just don't tell Maman.
Of course. Your secret is safe with me.
And if you can find us some water, please bring it back. And for me, if you can find a flower, it would make me very happy.
Of course. Of course.
And also, I know this is asking a lot, but Please make sure Yun doesn't get hurt. I think he's thinking of doing something. And going out on his own, and I couldn't bear it to see him get hurt.
Can I do an insight check just to see if there's anything extra behind that statement?
Sure.
12.
She seems very sincere.
Okay. Yun has done a very good job protecting this village. It is best if he remains here to do that as much as possible. I'll see to him not getting hurt as much as I can.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I would like to say, be a good boy and protect her to the dog in Druidic one more time.
Okay. He gives you a furtive look. He is a large, lanky dog. Like, imagine sort of like a greyhound, but with shaggier fur.
Yeah, I got you. I'll just smile at him as he looks at me, and then I'll go walk away again.
All right. And with that, what's everyone's plan at this point? Are you going to continue bebopping around the village?
Well, I want to follow the trail.
I'm ready to get going.
Okay. If everyone who wants to...
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't rest last time, I don't think.
No, none of you have rested.
We should probably do that.
Yeah. But after I follow the scent.
And none of you are going to do your level up until you do a long rest.
Yes.
Melda, then we'll go with everybody's settling in for a long rest. You're fed by Maman. And Melda, you, before anybody, after everybody's like heading inside, you follow the trail, the scent on the wind, and it leads you up to the gate and on beyond. You're perfectly welcome to go out and keep exploring, but it seems to go on for some ways.
Debating how, if I'll lose this scent. Is this something that is this scent something I'll have trouble remembering when it comes to it?
It would feel like it would be difficult to forget. But you don't really know. It's just a very strange phenomenon.
Right. Well, I have a lead for us, and that I'll we'll figure out in the morning, or whenever we wake up.
Then at this point, you'll all begin to settle in inside the boarding house, and you see Yund and Cecile and Philomela and Arcturus begin to settle in as well, and everybody gets their helpings of thin soup and stale bread, and it is like a feast to the senses after having not eaten for so long. And Philomela and Arcturus entertain the children with prestidigitation, and Yund begins to show Cecile the various places where he has placed traps and his methods for keeping his dagger sharp, and Cecile is speaking about military theory and telling stories of Sir Septien, and it seems to just be a good night all around until you all begin to settle in for a rest and fall asleep. And at that point, in the middle of the quote-unquote night, you all level up. Now, I need everybody to go to where they're doing their long rest.
Oh, you mean on the map? Okay. Sure.
Yes, put yourself on the map where you're doing your long rest.
Yes, this seems fair.
It's just barely inside what is half a building.
Okay.
This will be my home. I will work on it every time I get here.
Nice.
All right. So, It is now 4 hours into your long rest, and each of you is slumbering quite nicely.
Would I be waking up at this point?
No. Well, actually, yeah, you would. You're a fucking elf. So we'll say this is actually 3 hours into your rest.
Oof.
Oof.
And I didn't even put my book out.
Big oof.
Big oof in chat.
Monolith,
Yes.
roll me a perception check.
Okay, I will do. That is a 21.
A 21. Your eyes snap open. You move your head slightly to the left, and a throwing dagger sinks into your pillow right next to your head.
Shit.
Could I deflect projectile? Or deflect missile?
Not in this situation, after having just woken up.
Unfortunate.
You hear the very slight sound of padded footfalls outside, and the telltale sounds of someone leaping over the gate.
With dark vision, would I not be able to see where that came from? If it's coming clear at me from outside?
You did see a figure in a cloak.
So did they throw it through like a window or something?
No, they had very quickly stepped through the door and thrown it at you while you were sleeping, and then dashed with quite an enormous amount of speed away after having failed to assassinate you.
Could I do an insight check?
An insight check wouldn't really do much for you right here, because you know their intention was probably to kill you.
Maybe I'm taking the wrong check. But to make an
this-
assumption on what could have tried, considering the speed.
Investigation.
That would be an
Investigate.
investigation check.
Okay, so can I do an investigation then?
Yeah, you sit there in your bed after having pulled out the knife and give a thought as to what that could be.
5. Great.
5. You have no fucking idea, but that was not cool.
His cat-like reflexes saved him. But couldn't figure it out.
Thank God.
Brain not good. So I'll alert everyone. Wake up, we are under attack.
Now, if you wake everyone up, they're not going to get their long rest, and they're not going to level up.
Alright, I suppose I'll do it myself. Run outside and see where they're going.
You manage to find your way outside just as you see the cloaked figure leap over the gate and begin to pad off towards the Palace of Oath.
I'm assuming there's no way of keeping up with that.
Oh no, he's running as fast as you can.
Oh, wow. I wonder who that could be.
Feisty.
I suppose I'm just going to throw the knife down the front and return to sleep.
Alright.
Yeah, fuck it.
But what else am I gonna do?
Oh yeah, you know, I will say, even with your 5 investigation roll, you did note that there was a note attached to the dagger.
Oh, great, thanks.
What a
Telling me
dick.
now.
I was almost gonna say that you didn't even realize that happened.
Oh, that's
but
pretty good.
Maybe he didn't realize it until he.
You didn't realize it until
Till
you
I
came
threw
back
it.
in.
Right.
Oh, God, I gotta walk back outside now. I'm gonna go grab the note and go back inside. Have I slept long enough to at least do like a guard patrol outside?
No.
You have you're coming up on the 15 minutes past 3 hours into your rest. Are you going to read the note, or are you just gonna take it?
I'll read the note.
It says in Leonin, "Meet me on the ramparts."
Of what?
We saw the ramparts are in the the shopping area past the
They're in the
ramparts for the Dragon
marketplace. You
That
have
sounds like
been
a lot
there.
of work for an assassin.
Yeah, like, do you have a time? Can I get like another hour of sleep so I can level up?
It's very clearly asking you to do it right now.
I need to level up.
Fuck him! Fuck him! You're not gonna
Right, wanna go
assassinate
back
me
to
then
sleep?
dictate when I
Die?
meet you?
It's up to you, my guy.
Oh my
It's all about freedom of choice, dude.
So I gotta fight him level 4 if I go over there?
Who says you gotta fight him?
I'm gonna beat his ass. This dude threw a knife at me.
He knew you were good enough to dodge it.
That's bullshit. That's how fucking Nightwing died in Injustice.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't it's not like your little brother threw it at you.
You are faced with a choice. Your assailant has called you to the ramparts.
Alright, I'm gonna go, because my character's prideful, as much as I would like to go back to sleep to level up to be able to beat his ass harder. I'm gonna
Okie
go chase after
dokie.
him.
And
So, while the rest of you are sleeping, Monolith has traipsed into the eternal daytime of the Land of Disaster towards the marketplace.
About how long did it take him to like get ready to set out?
It didn't take him very long. He's already beginning to leave before you awaken from your trance-like state.
Noted.
I hate it here.
Don't mind me just reading off trance.
Monolith, go ahead and place your figure somewhere on the northern ramparts because that is where you believe that this is happening.
Here is okay.
Yes. As you step up onto the northern ramparts, you see the cloaked figure had been waiting for you, leaning against the 6-foot-tall wall to his side. I can't believe it's actually you. Imagine my luck when I heard there was another Leon in here.
I can only assume you're the one who came to the village and was turned away.
Oh, of course I was. You fucking disgrace. He throws off his cloak,
Yeah, great.
and a black Leonin wearing a long coat with iron pauldrons stands before you. And it takes you a second looking at this man before you realize he had studied with you under your master before being expelled.
I don't remember. What is his name?
You don't remember his name.
I
It was
don't
never very
remember.
important to you because you were always favored.
Ah, yeah, that's favorite.
Yes, I see you now. You found your way to the Land of Disaster for even greater honor. But me, I was cast out from everyone. No matter what you did, you were always the apple of their eye. And I was cast out because I had the power and the guts to slay my enemies. But you prance around here like you're better than everyone else. Well, I went out and found my own master to teach me a way to deal with people like you and the way of the Bronze Dragon.
Just give me a second. I just noticed the fucking icon was Arbor King.
I don't want to say it.
And with that, do you have anything to say to...
Yeah, I do, bro. Just give me 1 second, please. I did not expect Arbor King. I'm sorry. That caught me by surprise.
They call you the Monolith over in those godforsaken Helidin Colosseums. Well, I made my own name after you were disgraced. And now you will fight the Tower.
The tower.
Come at me, and I will show you what I have learned.
You didn't have the power to slay your enemies. You had the weakness of your soul and mind. You are consumed by rage, and I will show you the true way. Stretch.
Rolling it.
Let's do it. I'm so sorry. The fucking 17.
It's actually gonna be a second. I actually have to put this. I have to put the character in. As you stand up on the ramparts, shaded underneath by the flowing magma to your left, the armored Leonin charges at you.
Does he actually have an initiative order?
He does have an initiative order. I have to. I'm putting in some bullshit real quick. So, because
At
I
least you
don't have
admit
him as a monster yet, he is actually just a player character.
I feel like my stats for him.
Oh, you'll see in a sec.
So,
Okay,
gosh, just raising that.
go ahead and roll your init.
I already rolled it.
You have to
17.
re-roll it for me, my guy.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's toxic. That was a good roll, too. I got 19. Fuck you.
Alright, let's go. I hope you can hear the music that's playing right now.
Oh, I need to, it's muted.
Go
Oh
ahead
my
and turn on that music.
God.
Is this a Tekken song?
It's a Tekken song.
It's definitely the thing.
It's not Moonlit Wilderness, though.
No, this is Heat Haze Shadow.
Can I veto and go for Moonlit Wilderness?
No, you're
Can I veto his
fighting.
veto and instead make it One Winged Angel?
You are fighting against the backdrop of a magma-filled hellscape.
Yeah, that's fair. This is a good-ass song, too, though.
Alright, here we go. The tower gets to go first.
What?
Oh, yes. He
What a
rolled
roll.
better than you.
Of course he is. And I didn't get to level up either, did I?
Not yet. Right. He charges in, leaning forward as though he were going for a midsection grapple, and stops shortways, crouching down and heaving up into an uppercut. That is gonna
Scream
be
back
his
that. Scream
first-
back that.
I'm sure you can try. So, first attack. That's 12.
That does not hit.
And as he's coming back down, he goes for a forward kick. That's a 17 to hit.
That's right in the money. 17.
Right on the money. That is 1d6 plus 4. 10 damage.
Jeez, did he hit full max damage?
Yeah, he hit max damage with that. He is now taking his bonus action to slip behind you and place his arm over your neck.
Okay.
Bonus action, grapple. So we both need to make an athletics check. His is going to be an advantage.
Great. I don't
Or
have to do
acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, well, make acrobatics. That is a 26.
Very nice. You managed to break his grab. And now it is your turn.
Okay, using my spear non-lethally, do I do reduced damage?
No, if you use it non-lethally, you just claim that you're doing it non-lethally.
Okay, I'll spin both my spears around and use the back end to attack him non-lethally.
Okay.
That's a 21.
Alright, that hits.
The second one is a 12.
That does not hit.
The first hit will be 8.
Yes, your spear grazes over his armor plating, and he growls ferociously.
And I will spend a key point to go to your blows.
Alright.
I will right. This, that's a 25 for my first.
25 hits.
For my second, that is a 27.
Alright, that hits.
Okay, cool. So I will use Kazuya's base 112 string.
112.
Using electricity on my fist to attack.
Indeed. You
That is
do
a
get a
total of-
knockdown. That's very interesting.
That's 17
spicy.
damage.
17 damage. Yes, it does look like those land quite solidly, and he falls to the ground. Now he stands during his turn, and he's
Having
going
a
to
hard
move
time
right
facing me.
here, and he is going to use his. Let's see here. Well, first he is going to go for his first unarmed attack, which is going to be a drop kick. Alright, that's a 17.
That's Yep. Armor class. 17.
Alright. 1d6 plus 4. 7 damage.
So if
He
they
is
get
going to
a hit that's the same as your armor class, it hits, right?
Yeah. And that is going to be a bonus action to grapple again. So roll your athletics or your acrobatics.
That is a 15.
Alright, he got a 23, so you are now grappled. Now
What do
he
I
is
do?
going to take his other action to attack by lifting you up in the air and pile driving you.
Great.
This is at advantage. So that's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
9 bludgeoning damage.
Great.
And now he is going to use Action Surge.
Okay.
Seeing as though he is not even satisfied with having pile driven you, his ferocity allows him to continue attacking even after expending so much energy. He is going to use his... Let's see here. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do... He is going to jump off the side with you.
Oh, great.
This
Off
is
the
going to be
side?
considered a running pile driver. An unarmed attack.
Okay.
That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, it hits, of course. Well, I missed the swing.
That's 6 bludgeoning damage. And you both fall down off of the ramparts.
I have slow fall, so I assume I'm not taking the damage of that.
You're grappled, so that doesn't function quite well enough.
Spicy.
So you have both fallen off your side of the stage onto an igneous rock formation that has formed at the bottom of this rampart where the lava has washed up against the walls. And you could feel the heat underneath you as you are exchanging blows with this monster of a Leonin. He still has one more attack. And a
Does?
bonus action.
Great.
So he's gonna go nat 20.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I died, so that's it.
Did that knock you out?
Yeah. You attacked
He-
6 times in one turn, man.
He pulls your neck and your legs into a rolling grapple and rolls all across the floor, breaking most of your bones. Well, he doesn't break your bones, but it hurts quite a bit. As you sit on the floor, he stands, looking down at you with a triumphant, smug look. How do you like that? You and your goody two-shoes fucking brass dragon tech. I went to the deepest forages of the mountains and learned from a black dragon how to deal with my opponents. And now I have proven that I don't need your school anymore. And if you think that you could ever come and challenge me again, well, you'll find me over there. And he points towards the giant castle in the distance. Mournhall is my home now, where they appreciate me for who I am. Have fun over here on the other side, getting beaten and torn down. He gives you another kick on the ground and begins to walk towards what you can now see is a frozen igneous passage leading over to the giant castle in the distance, wherein a large dragon is freezing the stone underneath him. And you fade out of consciousness. So, back to everybody else. You're not dead, by the way. He just knocked you the fuck out. So yeah, your rival showed up.
Man, it shook.
I'm sorry. I'm just tickled by that. It's Armor King.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, now you can also take a level in fighter, and then you can attack 6 times in one turn.
Yeah,
That is true.
He's a level 3 monk and a level 4 fighter.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know if that level up would have helped.
I mean, I had spell slots, so we could have
It would
killed
have
him.
helped. I could attack.
I
could attack double.
It
But I had
definitely
a-
would have helped.
It for sure would
I
have.
did 17 damage one turn. That could have been like 30 damage.
Oh yeah, no, you did a good decent chunk. The thing about Armor King is though, he can grapple you anytime he hits you. And if he grapples you, he can restrain you. That's his tech. That's his way for dealing with you. Because you're his rival but you don't even know who he is.
Jesus Christ.
I literally
took
don't know your
everything from
name,
me.
dude.
I
You
don't
took
even know who
everything
you
from me,
are.
Steve.
Literally
Steve,
never
you
met
took
you.
everything from me. Now I'm gonna beat your ass.
No,
I
who
don't
the
even
fuck
know
are
who
you?
you are.
I don't even know who you are.
And if you had to make him level 7, not even level 6,
Yeah, that's so you could build up to beat his ass.
I'm gonna beat his ass next time.
Exactly.
Well, that's the
exactly
point.
the
that's
title.
literally-
No,
the point.
there is no. I'm leveling up once, and I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yes, there you
Right, this
go.
is Tekken Tag Tournament. Send me in, coach.
I don't think we want to know who he has
No,
on his
if
team.
Tekken
Maybe
Tag
a
Tournament
not
means
drunk
you lose
drawer.
when one character gets knocked out, Brad.
Exactly. I will just
It's
sit there
not
and dodge
normal.
every.
You did 10 frame check him, so come on.
Yes.
You were a hop, skip, and a jump away from winning that. He just got
Bro,
you
he
in the
literally
death
hit
crawl.
17s 3 times
He,
by
he got
exact armor class.
he got very lucky. I was rolling like shit earlier. Anyways, so everybody wakes up.
You said everybody wakes up.
Everybody wakes up.
No weird dreams?
No
I didn't
weird
wake up
dreams.
first like normal.
Well, you definitely woke up first, you fucking elf.
Yeah, anyways. So no weird dreams? I actually had just a decent dream about a bowl of corn chowder.
It would be more decent to say that it's not so much that your dreams were decent, it's that they're largely absent. Melda, you can basically only smell that sweet scent.
Also, Aaron,
And those of you who
Understandable.
were friendly, or rather who had somewhat of the favor of the well dweller, merely had an empty void as their dream. It would appear that it won't be an every night thing that you're reached out to. There might be some sort of condition, or maybe there's something that keeps him from reaching you, or maybe something that keeps Guiltly from reaching you.
Very. I'm glad I can still smell the smell though. But
Yes.
also, I think I would have gotten up and,
As soon as you get up, you do notice that,
the big
the
fur ball's
monolith
going on.
is missing.
Did he leave that note? Did he take it with him, or is it still stuck next to the bed?
Steve,
Like
did you
stuck in
take
the
that
pillow.
note with you? Or monolith? Monolith?
I don't think he's alive, Chief.
He's,
He's role playing, not answering by being unconscious.
True.
he
He's
is,
that hard.
foolish
His
enough.
actual self is unconscious.
he's in between round 1 and round 2 right now.
He got sent to the shadow realm, brother. But you said he did or didn't leave the note though?
We will say that he did not leave the note.
Did not
I
leave the
definitely
note.
didn't leave the note.
Yeah, he brought it with him.
All right.
Okay, but I guess I will see. I will see, however, a knife.
the early
in-
morning-
I mean, a knife hole in
I'm
the pillow.
sorry, guys. There's another thing that happened in between that time. Falcon has also disappeared.
What
Oh, holy
the
shit!
fuck?
You
So
know, I'm gonna take this one as a win.
Well, I'm the only person that doesn't immediately notice two people gone. So I'm just gonna act like nothing's happening until somebody tells me something.
I mean, I think I would probably tell you guys when you woke up because I would have tried to like investigate what's going on. Like,
Run over
while
to
I
me and
was-
talk it out then. Run over to me. Do it. Come on.
Come on. Wait, so can I see like I would have seen that there's a very clear knife wound in the pillow, right?
You can see that there was a tear in the pillow where the knife was taken out.
Okay. And I now have to figure out whether that was him rolling over and one of his claws getting caught in the pillow or if that was actually something else. Noted.
This seems pretty clear cut to me. It's very obvious that these two have been having a falling out for some time, and Falcon decided to kill him in his sleep, and it did not work for him. And now, our dear friend is disposing of the body. It's in a very unfortunate circumstance, but we'll just have to move past this and just wait for him to come back, or perhaps help him hide the body. Bury the body.
Interestingly enough, Melba is. I mean, he's fine with Falcon, but he would definitely be. You know, we know what side he'd be on, basically.
As Yund wakes up, he looks around and says, "Oh, where's your giant cat friend and the smelly one?"
Wait,
Buried.
where is our giant cat friend?
That's what we're trying to figure out now.
They're
I
doing
woke up
gardening.
a few
Very
hours
deep
ago,
gardening.
and it seems there's no sign. There's no sign of any struggle or anything of the sort.
What are you talking about? There's a knife mark in his bed.
There's a knife mark in his
Knife
bed.
mark, struggle do not equal the same thing.
I don't know where you came from, my friend, but if I found a knife mark in my bed, I would say that maybe something caused me to get up.
Yes, but there's a difference between that and I'm being attacked and struggling, and now we're fighting and trying to make my way out. It seems my thing is
Hey,
it
Mulder?
seems like he left willingly.
The bigger
Also-
concern here is that someone came into the village and threatened people who were living here. Our security is at risk again.
that is true.
I'm gonna have to ask all of you to leave.
Sure.
You know, that's fair.
Have to do that
That's
anyway.
fair.
I need you to leave for today. I need to shore up our defenses.
That's fair enough. If you'll let me talk to Mother over here before we leave.
No.
I'd appreciate it.
No, you're
No, we
leaving.
have to go.
Oh, all right.
This is state of emergency. We gotta go.
Well, we do need to find these fools anyway.
These fools, they could be dead. Wake the fuck up, Melda.
I'm sure nobody's dead.
What do you think's happened? That they just tripped and fell into a volcano or something?
Almost happened twice.
You know,
Okay, that's
I can see
fair.
that happen. I can
But
see
also,
that happen.
All I'm saying is that no one cares about the ratio anyway, so clearly it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Let's at least try to find the little man.
Does anyone have any plan as to how? Does anyone have any plan as to how they want to find their friends?
So, can I use survival to
Investigation for
look for footsteps? Yep. Oh,
You can use investigation to look for a trail.
All right, just gonna.
do either of us three have that?
I don't have investigation, but I was gonna use guidance and pretend I did.
Okay, Grand Grub, do you have investigation?
Let's be real.
No.
No, there's no way Grand has investigation, right, dude?
No.
We're not the investigators.
I got
I got
hella
a plus
insight.
4. I got a plus 4 in intelligence. Is that good enough?
Yes, please investigate.
All right, what was rolled? I'm
No,
sorry,
investigate.
I was looking at something else.
26 total.
26 total. You
Ooh.
do find, in fact, Leonin tracks. Curiously enough, you find 2 Leonin tracks.
Even more curiously, do we see?
Do they?
You don't see any.
Do I know if they seem to be
Copycat?
female laying in tracks?
What?
You know the
What?
No.
difference?
These
Okay,
are
that's why-
very
that's
heavy
why I was
set.
asking.
They are both male.
Also, cat tracks, they usually step in their own footprint, so I would assume it's like one person left.
Well, he did roll a 26. So.
Unless you had specifically told me you were doing that, then you didn't follow exactly in the trail of the tower.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean like because you would only be like 1 footstep forward, because they always step in the same track they leave.
Right.
He's saying that wasn't a thing before.
Yeah, so I'm just
Nah.
assuming.
I get you. I get you.
I think he's just saying that's how cats walk in general.
Yeah, so it
as
looked like
opposed to-
there's 2 footsteps instead of just.
Yeah, let's not all get cat scratch fever over here.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
bro.
Don't threaten me with a good
Right.
time.
So you have found your trail, and Melda, coincidentally, the trail that leads out of town also does happen to follow the sweet scent that was gifted to you, it would seem, by Guiltleaf.
Hey, cool. Also, I know who. My God, this is Cor. How you pronounce it? It is
Bro, can you
Corlin.
pronounce the-
Corlon?
Yeah, Corlin.
I
Cool.
was like, can you pronounce your own god's name?
Yeah, it's that guy over there,
It's
right?
Corlin.
It's Coralon? Sure, why not?
I didn't realize that you were allowed to worship. What is it, like a 3D like pudding art? Is that a thing? Coraline?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was almost a joke. Alright, so you guys found your tracks. You would be able to easily make it to where Monolith has gone. Am I assuming that that is the plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's not, I smack you.
That's the plan.
All right, then. Moving into the exterior of the Palace of Oath, you happen to step out here, and one of the first things Melda notices when you reach about this area right here, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the scent goes this way rather than this way.
Okay.
Continuing on.
So,
Yeah.
and the footsteps are still just as strong and as like we can, and Mel
Yes.
can tell them.
You
The
manage
wrong
to
way.
find your way over here, and the tracks lead up into the marketplace right here.
Can I have a conversation with Mel while we walk to here, while we make it our way to here?
What's wrong?
Well,
You seem worried.
I don't know if worried would be the word, honestly.
Monolith, you
We
are
didn't get a chance.
laying unconscious upon this burning ground.
Yep.
We didn't have the chance to talk about it before, but I just
Interestingly, though, through the haze of feelings, you can feel that someone is tending to your wounds.
There's what ones?
I'm talking to Monolith.
Okay.
Let's see.
But
Where do you want us to place the tokens on the map?
Wherever you guys are gonna go.
Well, I'm gonna go over to Monolith because that's a homie.
well, we gotta find. We still have to find him. Well, I guess we'd be following the tracks up to him. Up to
You'd
the rampart,
eventually
but it's not
find your way
convenient.
up onto the ramparts, and I mean, if you're looking around, the tracks basically go from to here, and then when you're standing here, looking down onto the lava hellscape, you see that there is a small outcropping of igneous rock where you see your Leonin friend beaten to within an inch of his life. And next to him is another interesting person that you've never seen before. Jacob, go ahead and introduce your new character.
Jack.
Jacob.
Just gotta mute
Oh.
myself.
I was muted. Do you want me to explain him now or play it out a little bit?
You see, after having dealt with the large Leonin's wounds,
Mhm.
there are several people overlooking the the ramparts down at you. It is in these precious few moments after you have seen them that you have this opportunity to describe your character and tell them how you're interacting with them.
Okay. So you are looking at a half orc. He is roughly 6-ish feet tall, not as tall as Monolith, obviously, but he's a little bit tall, all things considered. Pale green skin, eyes that you have difficulty discerning the color of, but you can tell they are darting. How about that? He looks relatively relatively young for an orc. I think when I looked it up, they were around 75 is considered old. This one would be in his, definitely in maturity, in his 20s perhaps. He is wearing on one side of his body a sort of two-headed drum, and on his back is a bow. And I believe I have been tending to this Leonin's wounds prior to you guys getting here. To some capacity, I don't know what HP you would like him to be put at, but...
HP?
You know what I mean, for the DM purposes, because he's not dead. But I assume I will have bandaged him up and perhaps used cure wounds on him, so that he is quasi-functioning.
And there you have it. This strange half-orc has appeared to you, tending over your fallen comrade. It does not appear that he has ill intent, but what can be said of the men and women you have met within the land of disaster so far? Caution is at an all-time high.
Ratio.
What will you do?
Hey! Hey! Do you know him?
Okay, he looks up. I take it this is your friend.
I'm saying, do you know him?
I
That
know
guy.
nothing. Which guy?
That you're healing. That guy that you're tending to. Do you know him?
I know he is weak. He needs
Yes,
help.
otherwise he would not be down there.
Yeah.
Clearly he lost a fight.
Looks like it badly, too. Oh my gosh.
It looks like someone hit him 6 times in a row and knocked him off a cliff.
I found him knocked off this cliff. He is here. He is hurt.
Sorry, Jesus, how far down would that be?
It's about 20 feet.
About 20 feet. Is it like a dead drop, or is it like a
It
face?
is a
like
dead
cliff?
drop, and there are pretty sharp obsidian and igneous rock formations all about. It's a wonder that they didn't land on something and break their necks.
Oh, it seems. Oh, their neck's broken, huh? Oh, I'm
His
thinking-
neck is fine. It looks like he got pile drived 6 times.
This man can't catch a break.
Does he have bruising on his head?
He has bruising everywhere. It looks as appeared, how you say, aggressively beaten.
Does it look as if maybe somebody folded him and then like used him like as a wheel to roll over like the obsidian?
It's a surprise any of his bones are not broken.
All right. Well, you seem very knowledgeable in medicine, and I wanted to just thank you because yes, this is our friend. How did you come across?
I was walking. What?
R, and he's gonna look at Amel. R, friend. But yes, how did you come across him?
I walk along ramparts and marketplace. I heard groans. The groans of a dying something.
Of a die. Oh, I see.
I find him here.
Have you been tending to him long?
That's actually a great question. How long has it been?
It's been maybe about an hour.
Okay. Not very long. Hour, maybe. Time is hard to determine here. But
Alright,
where I
Monolith
am,
will spring
my
to his feet mid-sentence, by the way.
More and more, I wish I brought darned a pocket watch.
At this point, Monolith has sprung to his feet. One cannot say that the Leonin spirit isn't strong, for even beaten and bruised so, Monolith still looks proud and regal.
Not saying anything.
Does not say anything, though.
Okay, that's one person down.
I will also go ahead and use this time to cast Cure Wounds on him.
He gave me a long rest.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, you would see at this point that even though he's bruised, it's nothing that he couldn't deal with. It's not worth it to spend the extra effort on him at the moment.
Got you.
Thank you for tending to me. And then I'm just going to jump up to these guys. 20 feet. I can jump 20 feet, right?
Yeah, no, you're pretty easily able to make it up with a small climb check.
Cool, climb checks.
And you, what is your character's name again?
Mine?
Yes, you haven't introduced
It hasn't been introduced yet.
Yes, you must introduce your character.
Well, I would
You
do that
must.
if I could get up.
You shall. Yes, you're pretty proficient in climbing. It has been bred into you from
Yes.
your long years as a Northlander. And the mountains are nothing to you, so ramparts should not be.
Beautiful. My name is Octor.
Sorry, could you say that again for me?
Octor.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like Doctor without the D?
Like Octor. And that is that.
Like Pop Tart without the P.
That makes it so much easier.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I'm very terrible with names, but I'm going to make sure I remember this.
I am
If
not.
only it were written somewhere.
If only.
And so
You
you
know,
all
there's just
stand
this
about the
trifling lack of
northern
signage in this
ramparts.
place.
Hold on just a sec. And so you all stand about the northern ramparts. It is the same eerie, dark daylight that it has been ever since you have arrived within the land of disaster. But now that you are all standing up here together, you happen to notice that the large castle in the distance is still very much there. Wrapped around its northern tower, or its southern tower rather, now that you're getting a much better look at it, is an incredibly large serpentine lizard-like being. And as you have noticed before, it is very clearly a white dragon. It is peering in your direction, and so far has not moved.
This one has stared for quite some time.
But he has not attacked you.
He had ample chance when you were down. He did
Nice.
nothing.
A time ago, weren't we told that if we wanted to come to Morn Hall, that we seek the White Dragon?
Let's not.
The transporters, right?
You are told to seek Karthus Rhymewing.
Carpus, right?
I do not know this Mornhall you speak of.
I suppose we should speak to this dragon, or at least I should, because I speak its language.
I actually speak Draconic as well, but I am also just going to not do that. Because we've attempted to see what happens when it gets close, and it's mostly just incredibly threatening.
Then make yourself invisible. Or make yourself useful.
Yeah.
The most useful I can be is keeping
He's
you
very
alive,
useful.
which tends to be getting you away from the thing that will eat you.
I don't think you're in the shape to fight a dragon right now. Much less fight a cold, so.
Yes, well, that creature who attacked me is over there in Mournfold, and I would like to get back to him right now. So I'm going to jump down there, speak to this dragon, and you can follow me or not, I do not care.
How about this? Next time that we see whatever attacked you, we will all collectively murder it together with
I will do it
vicious
myself.
despair. We will all collectively work together to make sure that you can fight that thing alone.
Thank you.
Listen, I get your honor and all of this, but
I don't, but I
if
hear
you've
that
looked,
it's important to some people.
it is. It's very important, as you can tell. But if you look around, don't you think that we're missing some? Well, Amel would not say that we're missing some, but wouldn't you say that we're missing someone from this group?
I
Yes.
noticed the small druid was not with us.
Right.
My
exactly.
best friend, Sir Dan, and where is he?
So,
It is
as,
true.
As much as your revenge,
Falcon
as much
Silver
as-
Eyes, hey, it is true. Falcon Silver Eyes had disappeared into the night. Curiously, in a manner that none of you were able to detect. And he had said nothing beforehand. A curious
To be
involvement
fair,
indeed.
Apparently, none of us also detected a man stealing away into the thing, throwing a dagger at one of our allies. This ally waking up, preparing basically his entire equipment, leaving, and none of us noticed that for at least an hour, up to 4 more.
It was like
We're not-
10 minutes.
I was tired from shoveling dirt.
I feel like I would have noticed.
Yeah,
And also, both of them roll. Let's just say,
I'm just saying that we're not the most perceptive
tower?
bunch.
rolled a 29 stealth
Oh,
check.
goodness gracious.
Did you roll a stealth?
Yes.
No, not you. I meant Monolith.
no, I didn't get the roll of stealth check. I mean, my perception is probably not enough to see him.
You were able to see him, but I think he was trying to be seen at that point.
Like, when you roll a 29, not much that can actually actively try to see you.
I mean, you can always get a nat 20. That's always the fun way to do it.
I guess I have +5 perception. I could have possibly.
Yeah, of course. There's always a way to do it, my friend. So, we all stand here merrily jawing about the disappearances of some and the appearances of others, but here you are, standing at this fated meeting. Octor, these strangers, have an air of experience about them. You're not long for the land of disaster. It hasn't been very much time since you walked through those stone gates, and the entirety of this world and its workings are unfamiliar to you.
Yes.
But it is dark and foreboding, and the cheeriness, or sometimes lack thereof, of these people is a welcome change from the constant silence and draining heat.
I have not been here many days. I think. Hard to tell.
Yes,
You
the sun
all-
never goes down.
You all appear to know each other very well. One of you cares more or less than the others. Reminds me of home.
Your name is Octor, correct?
Octor. Yes.
It's wonderful to meet you. Thank you for tending to my wounds. These are my friends, Grangrug, ML, and... what's the third
Melda.
Why
Nice
does
to
the,
meet you.
one? Mel.
why does the human moan?
He is...
Human is scared of compassion word.
Hmm.
Scared isn't the word. I'm just
He's working on it.
He is
well,
working on
maybe not all that.
One who doesn't know words also reminds me of home.
Yes.
Me, I happen to be fluent in 4 languages.
So we going to Castle Mornhall?
We gotta talk to the dragon.
Yep.
Well, do we have any leads on our small friend Vulcan?
Absolutely none.
We don't have any leads on Falcon, but I do have a lead on something else that is very relevant to us.
I mean, I just didn't want to look for him.
Relevant. Look, ML, I understand you had disagreements with him, but we both have saved each other's lives.
He
both times.
struck me with lightning.
That was days ago. A week. Time is strange here.
It is, yes.
Either way, you won't be struck by lightning again. At least not while I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to go speak to that dragon. ML, if you would like to join me, because you also speak my language. Feel free to. If you do not want to, I will not force you to.
Jesus, is there earlier when we were like laying on that rock? Because you had said, is there any like was that piece of rock that I was on with him just kind of floating in the middle of like just pure lava, or is there a path?
No, there was a path last night, Monolith, but it has long since melted back into the lava. At this point, the short outcropping that you were all standing on is more or less like what happens when this magma has brushed up against the stone that it can't quite melt, and it just stays there for a while. It is cooling in like an ululating upwards pattern, and at the very bottom there is the last bits of volcanic crust before it goes back out into pure magma. So standing on it is really, really fucking hot.
How far is the dragon?
It's about a mile out, but you can see it because of its enormity.
Oh, a mile. That is. Oh. I'm like, oh, maybe he's like only a few feet. I'll just use the use of my draconic
No,
breath.
he's
Octor
very far away.
Yes, Octor?
Octor puts his hand on Monolith's shoulder and said, "My friend, I do not know this dragon, but if he wishes to come to you, I am sure he will."
I have an idea. Regardless, though, I need to speak to you all about the man who attacked. It was a fellow Leonin from my monk temple. He was banished for falling to his instincts of anger and rage. It's the same word twice. Rage and brutality. He attacked me in the middle of the night, and I had no time to inform any of you before I left.
Did he pile drive you?
I'm about to pile drive you.
Did he make you like wheel, spin around?
You seem to have bruising consistent with being pile driven.
Almost as if all your
We had
bones
a
would be
fight.
broken.
He got the better of me with his grapple.
You know?
I'm just going to look at the dragon, and I am going to use... Where is it? What is it called? No, that's Draconic Presence. I guess I'll use my Aurora ability.
Alright.
Let's try and catch his attention.
And so you let out this mighty, mighty roar. And it echoes across this large magma field, bouncing up and down. You can tell that it reaches the ears of this enormous frost dragon, and it perks up like a interested gecko and begins to sinuously climb down this tower, and you can suddenly see, as it breathes this huge cone of frost, the igneous rock all about it begins to freeze into a single stone pathway, and it begins to wind towards you on the ground like a train, and its breath constantly freezing the magma ahead of it, and after about 5 or 6 minutes, it will be upon you. It is at this point, it is much easier to notice that it has one eye and no wings.
No wings.
The stubs where its wings once were appear to have been forcefully torn off.
Jesus. This beast is clearly subjugated. I would suggest
also
all
got
of
his
you
ass
stand back. I will speak to it alone.
Oh, I wasn't planning on speaking
Emma
to it
was
myself.
not
It's not about speaking to it, just that you may intimidate it by having too many people here.
doubt that.
In
Yeah,
time,
I doubt that.
In time, the dragon slams its enormous body on top of this bit of earth right next to the ramparts and claws its way up, looking down at you with its one good silvery eye. You can feel the cryogenic freezing of its breath fall down on you as it silently looks between each and every one of you.
I will walk to a decent distance to where it can hear me well and speak in Draconic to it. First, I give it a polite bow, as is my custom for my temple. Hello, great white dragon. We were told to come looking for... What's the name of the dragon again? Yeah.
Reinhardt. Well,
Carthus Rhymewing.
Reinhardt.
Rhyme. Harpus.
Rhyme.
Looking for Harpus Rhymewing. To ferry us across the wormhole. I could only assume that you would be the one
I would.
going to be referring to.
'Twould be I. He hisses down towards you in a sub-zero chill. I am Carthus Rhymewing. The passage to Mornhall can only be granted through me.
May I ask?
What seek you at the other end of the blasted plain?
Well, there's a town over there. There's a man I'm hunting.
And what have you done that makes you worthy of stepping on the stones of Mornhall?
We received an invitation, but that is not good enough.
An
We have defeated-
invitation from whom?
I can't remember the count's name.
His name is
It's what?
his name is Bertrand Duke.
Bertram Duke. However, we have defeated Big John in the mines.
Oh, Bertrand Duke of Mornhall. He's a Duke
Bertram
of Mornhall.
Duke
That's
of
what he-
Mornhall. Bertram
Yeah.
Duke.
I see. The good Duke has granted you passage
Negotiate,
to
yeah.
Mornhall.
I just got.
Then you will follow me, and I will grant you access into the city.
Old lady.
Wait.
May I ask you something?
You may, though I may not answer.
It is at least in the south.
I myself am a. Would you be calling yourself a way of Draconic? That's happening, right?
He's speaking in common.
Theoretically, you can.
I'm speaking in Draconic. So. I'm saying, well, what would I call myself? Just the.
What would you call yourself?
Yeah, like that's
Monolith,
my
bro.
class. I'm not gonna call I'm a wave ascended dragon. Like, nah,
He's
it's
a
like,
total
hey,
weeb. That's what
You
he is.
would say that you are an ascendant. You are a monk of the ascendant dragon. Remember your fighting style's name. You could.
Well, I
mention
know
that.
the name of it. It just sounds really metagamey to say like I'm a level 8 monk, my man. What do you mean?
That's what you are. No, I mean you would say what your school is.
Okay, so I'm a way of ascended dragon.
No, man, I sent
no,
you a
what-
goddamn document with your fucking
You
school's
did.
name in it.
I was gonna mention that. Okay,
Mention
well,
that.
fine. But you said say the way of ascended dragon first. You're the one who said to say that.
That is technically overall what it would be called. But
Yes, I was gonna say that of the school of the Brass Way.
well, there you go.
But maybe you should have interrupted me before I finished it.
Fair
Aaron.
enough. Fair enough. What can I do? What can I say?
As a student of the Brass Spades, School of Dragon Ascendants, Do you have any skills you could?
Now, is right now the time.
You
I
can't
mean, he did
understand
just get
me.
beat
I'm
up.
speaking Draconic. Shut up, ML.
The dragon
narrows
first off,
his good
ML
eye.
can
at
ML
you.
understand. Second off, I was just helping out.
He
The dragon
narrows
is
his
speaking in
good
common,
eye
by
at
the way.
you and speaks in Draconic. I do not consort with good dragons, let alone teach their fledglings. You'll be best to simply follow me to Mornhall and deal with your own mortal affairs. My bondage does not even allow for me to speak with you for much longer anyways.
I figured you were subjugated, wounded by the Count, no less, I'm assuming.
Hey! That's oh, I can't understand
You
it.
can't understand?
I can't understand it.
The Count could not wound me so. It is King Ostravis that has laid me low.
A proud being such as you should have never been subjugated to begin with, but as you wish, we'll follow you. Now speaking common to them, we may follow him.
You croon to the wrong dragon. You will receive no boon from me beyond passage. And so, he begins to crawl sinuously towards Mornhall, and you and your party will follow along the
No.
igneous way before reaching your destination at Mornhall Keep.
I didn't
And at
wanna
this
follow
point,
him.
we are going to take a small break, and we will be back in just a little bit.
Wow, this is
Ooh, hold on.
large city. This map is massive. What?
Oh, it's been off on the stream.
Is nobody on the stream? Why didn't you guys tell me?
You tell us not to go on the stream, Aaron.
You do actually tell us. not
You
to do
actually
that.
told us not to go.
Nobody checked in. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm so mad.
Dang. Hey Nexus,
Yes.
check my message. I need an opinion from you.
One moment. I'm putting away groceries.
Gotcha.
Could you even continue following that smell hours after the fact?
Yeah, he said I could. I've been
Would
grand.
you want to?
Oh, you
Yeah,
said you
I
couldn't
wanted.
remember.
I wanted to. I was definitely trying to be like, no, I don't want to follow this dragon right now.
Well, he said you could remember the smell. He didn't say you could remember where it went.
No, he did say it because he was explicitly saying it led off to a different path.
Right. I wanted to go follow that path.
Point from now
Before.
on that somebody checks in and makes sure that my audio is good. That sound good?
I got you.
Thank you.
You didn't just say you didn't follow the dragon, then, man.
Yeah, but I don't think something tells me it's not just a path I can just venture.
Well,
Well, I was trying not to speak to the dragon in the first place.
Fucking hell. Ugh. I'm so mad.
By the way, the
We
audio
have, like-
is currently
we have
on
like 10
during
people
the.
in our chat. Nobody fucking said anything? It's so irritating. Why can't people just tell me if my fucking mic's off?
This is true, but it is currently on while we're on the break.
Yes. So irritating. Yeah, you guys who are watching, I'm actively lashing out at you.
Plan to go follow the dragon.
Just
Don't
whenever you
follow the
order,
dragon.
come and hand it to me. Alright, so we are back up, and here we are in Mornhall Keep.
You don't split the party.
As you step through Karthus's gate, you note that you are stepping into what appears to be less of a city, and more like the top tier of a city. What was once a multi-tiered cylindrical city has now been flooded with magma that has swallowed the lower rungs. Here, at the top, the walls separate what were once lavish and beautiful nobles' quarters aside and away from the enormous citadel in the center of the city. The furtive townsfolk, rushing about with their heads kept down, go thither and yon to whatever means they may, though, for what it's worth, this is the largest amount of life that you have seen since coming to the land of disaster. Many people are here. There are shops, places to eat. There are townsfolk. There are nobles. There are criers. And oddly enough, there are some adventurers that are wandering about. Some that they're very clearly not original people to Mornhall.
We're replacing our tokens, by the way?
Oh, at this point, you don't necessarily have to place your tokens. I need you guys to sort of give me a sort of idea of what you want to do while here, and how you would like to explore the town.
We
Well-
should make a plan for us to move. What do we most need?
What?
What happened to the gold that Falcon had?
He brought it with him.
Oh, that's a massive loss to the pool. All right,
That is odd.
it's pretty rough.
Sweetie,
There's shop.
come get your phone.
There are shops in towns. Some of you may want to look for supplies.
Yes.
I need to hunt for the man who left me in that lava pit.
Well, I would definitely like to see if I can acquire a longbow from somewhere. That's what I want to do.
In
In Grandgrove, would you not like to visit the bars to refill your flasks?
Oh, there is something much more important. I need to go see if they have any fishing poles here.
you can certainly look around for those in the marketplace.
Where are you going to fish?
Oh, it's not about that, my friend. It's my tradition.
You set about are you all going to travel together, or are you going to go to separate parts of the city? I mean,
Well-
if you want me to give a sort of layout, where you walk in is identified as the Noble's Poorhouse. This is where a lot of old mansions have been repurposed into multi-room apartments and just alms places. It's where all of the citizenry live. These once opulent halls and manors have become more or less makeshift boarding houses. On the eastern side of the city is the final refuge. This is where a lot of the shopkeepers are. This is where a lot of the nobles now live on the second floors of most of these storehouses and lovely, lovely terraces that overlook these burning seas of magma outside. And in the center of town is a great cobblestone marketplace where you could find almost anything that you would need, called the King's Table. And in the center of town is the great citadel, the Manor Mournhall, as it has come to be known. And in the northernmost part of the town is where most of the nobility seems to live, and their servants. There's a broken gate to the north called, funnily enough, the Broken North. And to the east is a burnt down gate called the Burning East.
I would imagine that since this is probably one of the largest sort of polities that Octor has seen, he's going to stay with these people he just met and not try to venture off like on his own yet.
Okie doke.
And I'm suggesting that they go to shops they would like to look for supplies. And I'm going to be doing investigation around the town to try and see if anyone's seen the Leonin.
Okay, so we're gonna have the entire party move over to the final refuge to do some shopping then, is what I'm guessing. Correct?
Yay, shopping.
Yes, shopping. Everybody loves shopping.
Okay,
And I will investigate around the party as well.
give me an investigation check.
I will do that. That is a 17.
Alright. As you make your way through the winding streets, past many sullen-looking souls, you happen to notice that there are many people in robes that have a curious insignia on it. A hand with a heart-shaped hole in the middle, surrounded by beautiful flowers. They speak in hushed tones, but they don't seem to be looked down upon by the most of the populace. In fact, it would seem that most of the people who are collecting alms for the poor and distributing food would happen to be these people in cloaks. You find your way into the final refuge, and next to the market, a great number of humans have gathered, selling all manner of wares. And from there, Monolith, you stumble upon several interesting people, and when you ask them about this Black Leonin, they do remark that they have seen someone like you, and it is not uncommon for adventurers to make their way here and use it as a place of rest. But they can offer you no more distinct knowledge than that.
And I asked if there is some sort of arena around here. Some fighting pit.
Well, they do say that there are some places where you can fight underground, but well, I'm a fine, upstanding Mournhall folk, and I don't quite go for that shady business.
Do you know where I may find it?
Well, as I just said, no.
Octor would like to present himself very
Speaking of
intimidatingly to this and try to force that information out.
Oh, well, I was gonna do that as well, so I guess you could do that.
You both begin trying to intimidate this person.
I will intimidate them, yes.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll.
That's not a good one.
Spicy.
I see.
can re-roll my intimidation too, so I was gonna,
That was a 10 for me.
10.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ain't
Monolith,
hot.
what'd you get?
I didn't roll yet.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled an 8 or 9.
Oh.
But I can re-roll it. By
Listen,
using,
you can't bully me like this. Don't make me call the town guard on you.
I can use Draconic Presence to re-roll it.
Hey, you guys, let's not, we just got here. Do we really want to start causing trouble like this?
Do you want to re-roll your Draconic Presence?
I do, and it doesn't actually use it up until it's a success.
Alright.
So obviously I can't reuse it during this, but I can. Alright, got a 7. Great.
Oof.
I'll tell you one more time to leave me alone or I'll go get the guards.
All right, you guys, it's time to go. It's time to go. Let's. He's gonna do like the hand motion. You guys, let's stop. We're not trying to. We just got here. All right.
Wait, they stopped? Huh?
So, here's the way the market works, guys. You send me a DM with the item you want. Then you roll an investigation check. Depending on how well you do on that investigation check, you'll either find the item, find a variant of the item, or you will find a lesser version of the item. And then you'll haggle with the person. You could get it for cheap, or you can get it for very expensive, depending on your charisma.
Could I ask the party to find me an object since I am carrying no gold myself?
Oh, of course, Monolith. I have more than enough gold to spare. What would you like?
Would you perhaps try to see if they have any finer spears than the ones I came in with? These are quite damaged by now.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna need some spell scrolls, so shouldn't be that too complicated for me.
Like him. Oh wait, he said DM him the stuff.
Yeah, you have to actually
That's why I didn't
show
specify.
me what you want. In the meantime, as you are all traveling about the king's table and making your new, interesting discoveries, you're starting to realize that the curse has not, while it has affected Mornhall, it seems to be tampered down to a degree here. There is misery in the air, yes, but there is a sense of joy fighting back against it. While many of the townsfolk are quite quiet and keep to themselves, they are rallied amongst each other very easily. There's a sense of order. This King Ordovis may yet have a good grasp over keeping civilization even in these crumbling lands. Is there anything anybody else wants to do while they are, doing as they do?
As
Emma
they're
would like to
doing
look
that,
for the remnants of any library that might be found.
If
Alright.
there is any sort of in these shop areas, like some music revelry, I would probably be attracted towards some noise like that. But
There is
Ignore.
definitely a center where there is a small band of people playing. They are playing sort of a crumhorn-like instrument along with some drums and a fiddle, and you are indeed drawn to it. It is not the music of the Northlands. It is somber but jaunty at the same time. Now, Brad is looking for a spear.
Yes, the
Jacob
fishing
is
pole will have to
looking
wait.
for medium armor and a longbow for you. So, each of you managed to find someone with a number of tarnished-looking armaments and armor. This rather toothless old granny gives you a smile and says, "Oh, adventurers, eh? Oh, you're going to need some of my good wares to get out to the ancient city, aren't you? Come.
Yes.
What
Yes.
are you looking for? I'm sure I've got something in the pile."
And while they're doing that, I'm gonna look for a tavern to perform in.
Okay. Off to the side, you find a tavern called the Leaking Bucket. It is not frequently packed, as it would seem that the service is not great, and the dark-haired bartender is inattentive at best. You sit
Wait a
down
second.
at the counter, and he gives you a sidelong glance.
Aaron,
Yes.
my background allows me to just find any fighting pits in the city.
Well, sick.
Yeah.
Then you would happen to pick up some information there at the bar that there is a fighting pit in the Noble's Poorhouse.
I've returned to the party for now, so we can finish up their stuff then. Thank you. I'll end inform them about it as well. So after we're done.
Okay, and
Oh, wow, thanks.
ML.
Yes.
I'm gonna need individual checks for every one of those.
Absolutely. What do I need to roll?
I'm gonna let you check for 2 of these while you're here. Roll investigation for 2 of them.
All right then. The most important ones are going to be. I hate to say it, but identify and vortex warp
Spicy.
and investigation. So that's a dirty 20 for identify.
Ah.
Of course. And a 22 for vortex warp. Thank fucking Christ.
Okie doke. So, you find a rather unscrupulous looking cellar at the south end. And we'll come back to you because you guys are having me run all over the fucking place. Let's finish up this armor cellar. So, who was it? Octor, Grand Grug, and Melda. You are
Yes, sir.
standing at this old lady's booth, and she has already asked you what you want. All 3 of you give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
That's a 14.
15, buddy.
Yo, let's get it, Melda. Dab me up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Who got a
Yes,
15?
sir.
That was Melda, correct?
15.
Right. She does procure for you a bow. It looks a little beaten up, but reliable nonetheless. Octor, a 10. She doesn't seem to be able to find you a full set of mail that looks to be of any decent quality. And she grumbles when you brush aside what she gives you.
Would I've heard what Octo was looking for?
I mean, he could tell you.
I seek plate for chest.
Oh, okay. You're looking for a plate? A chain or a plate specifically?
Plate.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Grand
Well-
Grug, have you rolled yours? 14.
Yes, I rolled a 14.
I do
Okay.
have a plate.
She does manage to find you a nice shiny looking spear.
Oh,
This is one of
Fantastic.
the finest spears I've ever gotten. You know, some people would say that this spear is blessed by the evening glory herself.
May I take a look at it?
Aren't you going to the fighting pits?
I came back to them. I didn't want to leave without them.
Okay.
what is
I
the
back
Grand
walk
Grug?
We're
right
going to the
about-
fighting pit.
So I came back and I informed them of the fighting pits. And I know where it is.
So,
Oh, okay.
you'd have gone to the tavern at around this time. I
Yeah,
would
so
say
the
that you're
tavern.
heading back before you're able to get a look at it. Grand Grug, what are you doing?
Well, what is the price, fair lady?
It's a steal for you this day, because I have a feeling like you'll be able to make it all the way down into the ancient city, and all the way to the bottom, where no one else has gotten. And a treasure like that is worth exactly 300 gold.
Didn't know about it. Giving you guys all that money, huh? Shit. I'm
fine
sorry,
make
man.
of this spear. See the engravings on the end. Why, these are magic runes, they sure are.
I'm sorry, man, but that's a little bit above budget for me.
Oh, but you haven't heard the story of the spear.
Oh?
There was once a legendary hero named Sir Septian.
Melody rolls his eyes.
They say that there was a general amongst his number as he came to the ancient city, and he dropped this spear in his final dying breath. And with this spear dropped, he was felled most certainly by the horrors of the undead in the deep of the ancient city. But it is said that with this in his hand, he never would have fallen, for he was near immortal with it.
I have heard better stories than this.
Can I roll insight?
Absolutely.
$24.
She's lying.
Thank you, man, but I am simply too poor to afford this sphere. Could you give me something more standard?
Well, I will sell it to you for 250 gold. How about that?
Bro, call her out.
He doesn't have
Don't
to. Don't
have
be rude,
heart.
lady. Yes, I'm that old lady.
I don't have the heart.
Nice
Nice
old lady.
scam- nice
She's trying
scamming
to
old lady.
Scam you.
Yes, a nice scamming old lady. Trying to get by.
Well, I am looking for another item. Do you happen to, by chance, have a fishing pole?
Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation.
If I simply change the subject, she'll forget what she's selling me in the first place.
Right. Investigation.
Oof.
What'd you get?
Thanks. Let's go.
Let's see here. Got a 6. Why, yes, I have this lovely fishing rod right here. And she procures a fishing rod with its line tangled about the handle. I'll sell them both to you for 300 gold.
This woman tells stories with silver forked tongue. Even her voice has changed.
How about I give you 60 for the fishing pole? Does that sound like a good deal to you?
80 gold.
Wolf. Even the way of the pole cannot forgive this much haggling.
80 gold, or you can be on your way.
Fuck.
I'd have you know that people are always looking for my wares. And I'd better served getting other people to buy my wares.
Sure.
It is at about this point that you will have walked up Monolith.
Oh, hello, my friend. I'm gonna bring him over a little bit. Monolith, this woman's trying to scam you. That spear, totally fake. It's all like fucking fake jewels and shit. Don't worry about it, okay? Just ignore and walk away.
Ignore and walk away. This trickster here is trying to scam you, and you dare not call her out. How dare you try to scam my friends?
God.
This man is yelling at me. He's going to assault me.
Hey, wait,
No.
stop. Nobody's assaulting
Guards!
anybody. Hey,
Guards,
hey,
help!
wait. Oh, God.
Guards!
Wait.
Ah,
At
shit.
least let me buy my bow, lady.
Well, that will be 200 gold.
Oh, quick, she changes her tune.
The guards
Alright.
begin to look over in your direction.
Nothing
They
to see
are
here. Nothing to see here. Just
well-stocked
purchasing.
for what would normally have been a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
Guards, do you not have any market rules here?
But
Oi, you keep your hands off the lady.
I did
Don't
not
worry, no
touch
one's
her.
gonna
You would
touch-
know if I did.
hey. We're all
Why are
here.
you?
I just wanna-
Why are you outlanders threatening our good and goodly market folk? If you can't haggle, that's not her problem.
All right, listen, lady. How about this, right?
250 gold. You're starting to waste my time.
Nobody's wasting your time. If you want money, do you want money? Right?
I haven't seen a single gold coin be put on my hand. So, unless you're going to give me money, I'd suggest you shove off.
All right, how about this? I'll pull out this chainmail armor I have. Let's do a deal.
No.
This chainmail.
No, I don't want your armor. I want gold.
The armor, that could be good for me. I know we've just met.
You there. Half-orc.
What
Tell
say
you
you?
what. I've got this lovely plate made out of old pots and pans. 50 gold.
Rather just give him this chainmail I was going to sell to you.
I mean, it wasn't worth anything to me in the first place, so...
If it is worth nothing to you, then you give for cheap.
At this point, you're all starting to block up my stall. Move along.
Sounds like you're the one that's blocked up, Crone. Let's leave.
Guards!
We're already walking away.
I'm walking away.
Yeah, the guards are starting to come over to push you away anyway, because you're
I don't want
definitely starting to hold up traffic in the bazaar.
I don't want a mail of pot.
Now, ML,
I'm here.
you rolled well on all of those, and your unscrupulous-looking salesman has in front of you a couple of rather nice-looking mahogany cases inside which you can tell are probably scrolls.
Interesting. You, sir.
Yes?
What all are you selling? I've noticed that you have some rather intriguing-looking scrolls there.
I sell the finest magical accoutrement that you'll find in all of Mornhall. They say the Duke Bertrand himself loves my wares. You know, I was a student under the Lady Luce as well.
Truly.
Yes, that's how you know that my goods are the best you'll find.
You know, I came over here because I thought that you had the air of not just a merchant, but a scholar.
Oh, you have a
these
good eye
sharp
then, my
eyes.
friend.
I've been known for that, yes. It just seems that, if I were to go anywhere, then it would have to be you.
Absolutely. What are you looking for today, my good man? And he waves a hand at the various magical trinkets and scrolls that are littering about his stall.
Quick question. Can you remind me the name of the guy who told us to come over here if we wanted whatever it was that we wanted, at the end of the last session?
Duke Bertrand of Mornhall. And his wife, Lucretia.
Well, you see, I am soon to be joining the service of Duke Bertrand, but I can admit that I am feeling a bit, less than at my full capacity. I've only just finished my studies, and while he saw talent in me, there's just my repertoire of spells is somewhat lacking, and I wouldn't want to work for a man as prestigious as him without, getting all of my ducks in a row, as they say.
My, you've come to the right place then. We would never want our wizards to be lacking. So, what exactly are you looking for, my friend?
Just a few spells to cover up some areas by which I have...
Don't worry, my
weaknesses.
friend. I know as wizards, we're always looking for a spell to cover up our weaknesses, our
Quite.
shortcomings. Just
Well,
tell
when you
me
put it that
exactly what you need, and I'm sure I can find a remedy to your tiny problem.
Starting to feel as if you're using these words
Why do you say tiny
particularly,
like that, bro?
Oh, I'm sorry, are we not on the same page here?
Okay, now that
Wink.
was a pun I appreciate. There it is. See, now that part, that's what changed it. But no, you see, I am a support caster, and in my experience, sometimes the people most likely to be injured tend to be very far away from the
my
people
friend, you
that
do
can
not have
recover
to
them.
use so many words. You can simply
Do
tell
you
me
happen to have a
exactly
scroll of
what you
vortex
need.
warp, or even identify?
Why, yes, in fact, you're very lucky. I only have one of each of these left. And in fact, they're right here in front of you. See the
Wow, what a
mahogany
crazy
sheen
weapon
on
that
these
has,
cases. These are the last of their kind in the kingdom, my friend. You'd be hard-pressed to find anybody else with one of these.
Of course, of course. ML will just like lovingly stroke one of the boxes.
He pulls it back.
Sorry. You know, instinct.
Instinct indeed. Now, you see, I'm going to make you an amazing offer for these rare scrolls. You know, I quite like you, Mr.
Imelda Ironwood.
Imelda Ironwood. That's a strong name, and a strong name for a strong wizard. And a strong wizard needs to have a strong pocketbook. I'll sell you the spells for 750 gold apiece.
Come now, I am entering the service of, well, the Grand Poobah himself. Surely you can offer a line of credit.
A line of credit? My good man. Gold in hand is worth two in the bush.
And of course, were you to offer me this kindness, I would be more than willing to offer a down payment.
Give me a deception roll. Because you're
Absolutely.
fucking lying.
Every step of the fucking way. Guidance, please.
He'll see you cast guidance.
Oh god.
Worth.
Oh,
Roll at disadvantage.
Oh, I ate an entire cock.
You did it
Okay.
right in front of him.
Oh, I didn't actually do guidance yet. I just rolled the d20, but I'll do it anyway, so.
Is that at disadvantage?
Yeah, I only rolled two d20s, so one was a 12 and the other was a 16.
Okay. So the 12.
Or are you saying, oh no, I haven't rolled the d4 for guidance at all.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d4 for guidance.
on
Not even fucking worth. A 14
an
total.
hour.
It pains me to say this, my friend, but I'm afraid I can't offer you a line of credit. I simply have too many mouths to feed at home, you know. The missus is always getting on to me for spending my money on these amazing wares. And, well, little Haraska and little Magnus, well, they need food in their mouths, and you'll forgive me if I'm a little hesitant to extend a line of credit when I could have some cold, hard gold in my hand.
Of course, I understand. There are some times when you just need to.
So, do we have a
Flexible.
deal?
Unfortunately, I just don't have this much. I felt it would be, well, somewhat embarrassing to ask for, a forward payment from the great governor of this area. It just didn't seem right.
Governor, what are you talking about?
Apologies, I am from outside, and so in my hometown we call the
An outlander.
Lord of Anyland a gun.
You can't afford 750, can you? Well, then
Unfortunately,
it's going to be 1,000 gold for each. It's going to be 1,000 gold for each scroll at this point. He turns up his nose at you.
I suppose if that's the way it has to be. And Emma will just walk away.
And so you do. But you do now know where you can get those scrolls. But it would appear that the people in... You now note that the people in Mornhall are pretty intense hagglers, and the value of gold is quite high here.
The amount you get
quite
outside is
high or quite low?
Quite low, rather.
Okay.
And you simply have not made enough to get those scrolls at this point in time. Now, standing about in the center of town, I believe everybody's looked for everything that they were looking for.
Well,
Am I missing anyone?
Well,
No.
I'd like to find like a pawn shop. Are there any pawn shops? Or like a jeweler?
You're basically in the middle of the bazaar, so you should be able to find any of those around here.
Wait, what do you need a jeweler for? I'm a jeweler.
oh wait, I almost forgot.
Oh, you are?
I
I,
need to get some
want to appraise
paper.
this ring.
I told
Shit.
you that I was a jeweler.
Yeah, that's right.
Grand
that's right,
Grug,
that's right.
you're easily able to find ink, and you can pay a very small pittance for it.
I
Alrighty.
praise his ring.
20 gold. Nah, let me stop.
You want to appraise his ring?
Yeah,
I'm a jeweler, so I'm
because
really a jeweler.
I want a bow.
How much would that be exactly, Jesus?
And I want to sell it.
It would be
Is
5
that ring
gold.
magical or just a ring?
Okay.
This ring is magical. I attuned to it.
It is a magic ring. It is the ring of sacrifice.
Nobody knows that.
Or, no, the ring of
Oh, the
promise.
ring of
What is it called?
It's
band
the
of
one-
loyalty.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
a
one
band
that
of
will kill him.
loyalty.
Yes, but they
When
don't
you
know that.
appraise it, it is a slate gray ring. It does not appear to have any precious jewels on it. It has a very low value. Maybe 10 gold in the current currency.
10 gold. And
It appears if we must
800.
gain money, we should find a way to earn some,
Well,
perhaps.
speaking of that, I have
Inflation is
found
kind
the
of a
local
bitch.
fighting pits. I could earn good money here. I was a champion
Ooh,
back in my
the
homeland.
fighting pits.
Blood.
Yes,
Blood sport.
and you certainly could find your way to the fighting pits.
October will help.
However, I don't believe they are active right now. You would be in what would normally be midday right now.
Is gold something like so? Like, is there any way for me to sell this? Is there any way for me to sell stuff? Or are people like, hey, gold? Damn it, we want gold.
You could certainly continue trying to sell things. These would require charisma checks and stuff like that for persuasion.
Jesus, may I attempt to busk?
You certainly can. My goodness, I was hoping somebody would.
What is that?
Busking,
He
playing music
begins
for money.
to sit next to the other people who are playing their songs and busk along with them, placing out a hat and collecting alms.
Going to your
This
witch
takes
house.
some time for you to do if you do it.
This is fine. I have a drum. I can occupy myself.
While he does that, I want to sell.
Yeah, while he does that, I'm gonna make my way to the fighting pits even though they're not active and wait
Okay.
for them to come active.
I would help you in the fighting pits if you want to wait for me.
You know what? Sure, I can also play my instrument next to you while we wait for the time.
It's-
What instrument do you have?
I've war gong.
Oh, dope. This goes well with my war drums.
Y'all sit and busk for a while
We shall busk.
Grand Grug, what are you doing? This
Oh, I
is-
was just getting my ink. That is all.
This is like the next 3 hours that you guys do this.
Oh, this is the next 3 hours. Okay.
Oh shit, would I be able to? Okay, yeah. While they're doing that, I definitely want to go try to sell this stuff.
Okay.
Charisma checks, here we come.
Give me 3
Yeah, Ammo
persuasion
definitely
checks.
shows up around them.
3 persuasion checks.
Mhm.
All right. 14, 16, and we might as well get an 18 while we're at it. Ooh, 23, baby.
All right, you're able to sell 2 of the items
Nice.
for half of their listed value.
All right, cool. What's what's interesting is I don't know how accurate is this for your world that this heavy plate is worth 1,500 gold.
It is. Heavy plate is
That is-
super rare and valuable.
That is actually just the
You're
base
selling
price
the
the plate
plate?
made.
I mean,
don't know.
if I were you, I wouldn't sell the plate.
I would
Nah, I'm not.
not.
I don't plan on selling the plate because I'm a big chunky boy. Okay, so super chunky. But
Alright, so-
Jacob, you did say you can't even wear the chainmail, right?
I am only able to wear at the moment. I'm proficient in light and medium armor, so I was looking for a breastplate, which according to D&D Beyond was medium.
Oh, okay. I thought when you said okay, gotcha. So yeah, I'm gonna sell my chainmail,
I could
which
wear
is listed as 75,
that. That I could wear.
and we're gonna sell this. Wait, you said you can?
I can wear chain. That's medium.
No, it's heavy
Chain is
armor.
heavy.
Oh, it's full chainmail. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Not a
selling my
chain shirt.
chainmail.
Chain shirt is what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm selling that, and I'm selling my warhammer.
What?
Okay.
What? Do you need a warhammer?
No, isn't that your weapon?
No, I have a +1 longsword now. Remember?
Yeah, it's supposed to look so.
My character certainly doesn't.
Oh yeah. This is true. That's true.
You're
But yes,
able to
I-
offload these items onto an old woman. Not the same one, but a different one.
That's not what I heard. The damned crone. So, let's see. That would give me.
And ML, what was your character planning on doing for some time after that?
Yeah, no, after I saw how ludicrously overpriced these things are, I'm going to start just learning more about this area. And then, just kind of. Definitely, he's planning a heist. He's planning a heist. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
yeah.
definitely not stealing anything.
No, he's absolutely planning a heist, and then he's gonna go back to the party.
Okay, so you learn more about the area, the layout of the stalls, and the people who check them out. The routines of the guards, which, though they are well equipped, they seem to be a little disorganized when it comes to their patrol routes. You do notice something very interesting, though. It's that it's not just the guards that are patrolling. These people in their cloaks with the insignia on them, they seem to be keeping a pretty decent eye out on things at the same time. And as about what would normally be evening, the evening bell would be ringing. It in fact does ring. There's a loud clangor of an iron bell 6 times, and many of the people at the bazaar begin to pack up their things and head eastward.
Is there anybody straggling around with their stall still?
Yeah, there's plenty of people who are just sort of milling about, but it seems like a vast majority of the population is heading eastward towards the clanging of the bells.
Okay. Interesting. Nothing else on that.
Okay. I mean, you're not gonna ask anybody anything, or like investigate anything, or like do anything other than sit there.
That's
and
enough useful
tell you
information.
Things.
Just want to make
Great, I love that.
random heist.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
there's just
No, so
people.
Milda's definitely asking, "Hey, what's going on? Wait, why is everybody going? What's going on? Can I stop
you
like a
must
random
be
person?"
new here. This is it is evening worship over at the Church of the Evening Glory. Duke Bertrand will be presiding over the proceedings.
Got you. And this is everybody goes.
Well, yes.
Or is this a special day?
It is her power that keeps us safe from the curse.
And you're speaking of the Duke's wife, correct?
No, I'm speaking of Evening Glory.
Oh. Okay. Yes. That's what I'm. Yes. Okay.
Say, where
I'm
are
totally
you
with
from?
I am from Helleton.
From Helleton, you say, an outlander. How
Right.
curious. It's been some time since someone made it across the Igneous Sea.
Well, we could say that I'm on quite the journey.
Indeed. You must have had something to say to old Carthus.
Well, I try not to. I try not to fancy myself and things like that, and so I've
Well,
I
you
try to keep a low
yourself
profile.
safe. I need to go to the Evening Glories Chapel. And if you feel like you should need a place to pray and keep yourself safe, feel free to head there. They say that her disciples are very generous.
That's great to know. I appreciate the information.
And so he walks off into the east, the eternal evening sunset, casting an odd pallor about the town.
Real question is, what do we plan on?
So does everyone go?
Most
It
of
seems
people,
like the
isn't it?
vast majority of people go.
What about my buskin? How did the buskin do?
Busking, roll me 3d4 and times that by 10.
Should I also do that?
No, this is going to be your collective earnings.
Does it matter that I'm proficient in performance?
Actually, yeah, roll me a performance check.
I
too.
also am proficient in performance.
Both of you roll me a performance check.
Spicy.
Okay, 15.
God damn. Well, actually, damn.
15
Alright.
passes.
+6.
What about you?
I will. It was 13 for me.
13. Pass, fail, make that 2d4 times 10.
We both roll that.
No, just one of you.
I will roll it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you've just been
I
rolling
was
so
going to
high.
give you a d4 times 10 per success.
Ooh, one more, let's go.
Okay, so that's 4 times 10, and then
One more. 6.
Huh?
100 gold, baby.
Oh,
Not bad, not bad.
that's fucking spicy.
Oh, not bad.
So, you all stand about in the quickly emptying king's table. It's eventide. What shall ye do?
Did that lady merchant leave?
Everyone's pretty much packed up their stuff to go.
But the guards are not worshippers of.
The guards are still there, and the worshippers have sort of slinked back into the shadows.
Can I see if that spear is still there?
The spear is not there. She's packed up her wares and left.
Unfortunate.
The old crone. She's on my shit list. She needs a name. She needs a name, Jesus, for revenge later.
We've made good money today.
I was gonna. Actually, shit. Think
No,
about
no.
Oh, that'd be a terrible idea.
We come back later with more money to purchase.
it. Well, we can always head to the fighting pit.
Mm-hmm.
I will join you. I am a war caller. I must engage in battle soon, or my body feels weak.
Anyone else want to accompany us to the fighting pits?
Sure.
Alright.
You
About
know,
ML?
Melda's not. Melda needs money. Melda's not against it. So yeah.
Alright, Belda. ML?
Am I required to participate in the fight?
No, you are not
or-
required to participate. You are quite
excellent.
crafty. Maybe you could find some side bets for us.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking.
Or you could really investigate the rules.
The what?
I'm sure we'll learn the rules there. Right.
So, everybody's just going to the fighting pits?
Fight
Let's
pits.
go.
We have
Fighting
no
pit
money.
time.
What do you want?
This is blood sport.
There's plenty of things to do.
Whoa, war cleric,
Alright,
chill.
so you all head to the nobles' poorhouses. What were once magnificent mansions and manors and gardens are now strung about with loose laundry and the refuse of overpopulation and crowding. While you may have gained knowledge of where the fight pits are, there are less fight pits and more disorganized fight clubs that pop up at random throughout the nobles' poorhouses. Nothing so organized as a distinct place. At length and at time, you manage to find your way into a circle of rather brawny-looking men who are fighting each other, and the bookkeeper gives you an eye.
Hello, sir. We are here to engage in these games here.
Engage in the games, he says. What's your name?
My name is Monolith. The
Yeah.
great
You name
gladiatorial
yourself
champion
that?
of Helidon.
Oh, from Helidon. Oh, he's an Outlander, boys. It ain't too often we get to be up on one of them. Well,
Yeah, nice.
we'll put you in next up in line there. Now be careful. You're not the only Outlander who's been running around here.
If heard, and I'll step to the side and await my turn.
It doesn't take very long. You hear the crunch of bone as somebody's fist dislocates a jaw, and a heavy-set man with a curly mustache falls to the ground in a small cloud of dust. And it is your turn.
May I do something before he begins to fight?
Sure.
I would like to begin. Octor starts to bang on his drum in a very consistent manner, one that would maybe fuel Monolith with the fire of combat, and I will give him a bardic inspiration.
You do so. The clangor
So
of
what,
your
you're a
drum
blade bard or a
has
valor bard?
inspired him.
Yes, so that means, Brad, you'll get a d6 on a roll.
Monolith.
Monolith, sorry,
I
d6
have
on
not
your roll.
registered yet.
My bad. 1d6 added on to a roll of your choice.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Aaron, is this bare fist only?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not gonna be combat. You're just gonna roll an athletics check against theirs.
It's athletics?
It's athletics.
Would not be performance or me? That's the whole gladiatorial thing. Performance, right?
We'll do athletics and performance then. How's that sound?
Great. Because I'm
Yo, let's
negative
go.
1 in athletics, so
We'll do both of those then.
just one.
You step into the ring against your opponent, a sizable-looking veteran fighter, and you engage in bloody gladiatorial combat. Thank you, love.
Athletics, it's a 10. I'll roll my d6 on
Mango
that.
Pepsi!
Mango Pepsi. I
Dude,
remember
Mango Pepsi
Mango
actually
Pepsi.
slaps.
Mango Pepsi is
Never
the best
had that.
Pepsi, and I don't even fucking like mango.
Alright. I got 10 athletics checks, so I'll roll the d6 on that.
Okay?
You didn't even hold the Mango Pepsi up to the camera. What am I supposed to do with that?
I'm not
Okay.
trying to sponsor right now.
12.
Not yet, please.
So
Hey,
you got
fair
a
enough
10
for
on your
that, Joe.
athletics. Go ahead and roll your performance. You're not rolling damage or anything, dude.
I got 12 on
Oh, 12. That's right. Bardic Inspiration. I forgot.
Yeah. So,
Nordic.
that is
12
15.
and a 15. All right. You go blow for blow with this man. Mano a mano, fist to fist.
I know,
But
man,
he
oh.
proves to be an even match for you.
Ooh.
You both end the fight with a rather gallant display of equal strength. And in the end, though, you manage to come out victorious, though it is not by means that you would like. You end up accidentally tapping his balls and getting an accidental elbow to the face, and he is knocked prone.
Inspiration works in mysterious ways.
I will hold my hand out to him to help him to his feet if he's confused.
And so you do. He takes it and stands with your aid. It looks like we got a winner, boys. The kitty cat wins. Here's your pay. And he drops a few gold coins into your hand. About 15.
Excellent. I'll give them to my orc friend here.
If you keep coming back and you keep winning, and then maybe you'll actually earn something worth my time, huh?
Have they ever seen orcs before in this world?
No, you get a lot of weird looks.
Alright, I'll approach and go to fight.
No, the.
What is that?
The Grand Grog wants to go up next, I think.
Okay, Brad can go next.
We'll go. Okay.
You would
Where's the
have
book
done
map?
The
You
north.
will ML try to get some side bets going.
Actually, yes.
Grand Grog, as you step up to sign up for your place in the circle, you lose sight of ML. ML,
Yes?
this barbarity does not please you. You've been barely paying attention this whole time, engrossed in sort of your studies,
I thought he
when
was
you
going
feel
for side
someone
bets.
tug at your jacket, your scholarly jacket, and pull you into a side alley.
Oh, well. That's a feeling. Hello, who are you? Why are you touching me?
Someone
Wait, would I-
shadowed in a black robe with the curious religious symbol on it has pulled you into a side alley.
Would Melda have not noticed this?
No, you wouldn't have. A lot of you are very busy with your current endeavors inside the fight pits.
Yeah, cheer on your friend.
Well, what have we here? Are you, per se, an outlander?
His friend.
Yes, sir.
Not you, bitch.
Sorry.
Mo.
What gave it away?
Well, for one thing, you're here at the fight pits instead of over at the service. And you have a look of learning about you. Tell me,
Thank you for the compliment.
what is it that you want here at Mornhall?
We heard that this was one of the last bastions of civilization within the lands, and wanted to make sure that that was more than a rumor.
Well, those aren't necessarily lies. The person scratches their chin. This is the last human civilization in a land of disaster. Thanks to the protection of Her Lady, the Evening Glory, we've managed to keep the curse at bay. But without joy and love, we will not be able to keep it at bay forever. That is why it is crucially important that we spread her word. And it is partially why I'm so interested in you all. The curse lays thick around you, but yet you have not become disformed.
I rather like my current form, so I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. But that's the curious thing. The person in the cloak begins to sort of feel around your arms and legs.
Well, boundaries, personal place, please not. Oh, no, please don't touch that.
No sis.
Could have told you that, but okay. Since
Tell
you're
me something.
Getting so involved with me, may I ask you a question as well?
You might. He continues searching your body for cis.
Still don't have any, but how exactly do you know it's the effects of your lady that is forestaying the effects of the blight?
Faith, happiness, and love are the only thing that keep the well-dweller at bay.
Curious. And if I may be so bold, why do you follow the lady as opposed to the others' faiths that may exist around? I have seen several effigies of that. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a moose, big deer.
Guiltleaf.
A disrespect.
Guiltleaf has failed us.
And my
When
last
King
experience-
Ostravus came to Mornhall and founded the first human civilization here, it was by his hand that he brought worship of the Evening Glory. And her love, which transcends all other loves, has kept us safe, sane and populous. He stops searching you at this point and sort of extends a hand. If you would like, I could take you there so you could see for yourself.
Not yet. I wouldn't want to leave my companion without. ML definitely says this, like, not quite pointedly, but, like, definitely, like what just happened.
There is a dude doing donuts outside my house. What the? Go away, motherfucker.
No, he's trying to get on the stream.
I'm sorry, what were you saying? That was really distracting.
ML's just, like, saying, not as of yet. I wouldn't want to leave my companions behind without them knowing where I'm going. And he says that in a way that's, like, not quite pointed, but very much like, you know, what you what you just fucking did to me. Like.
Very well, but you must understand this. Here in Mornhall, there are two major forces that you must appease. And you're doing a poor job of both of them right now. Be careful of your friends, too. They stink of the Well-Dweller.
Who would you say those two forces are?
That's for you to find out soon, isn't it? And with that, he begins to set off in the easterly direction.
It's like everywhere we go is full of... No, this is why you're a scholar. You must pierce behind the veil. Now where the hell am I? Okay, just follow the shearing, or at the very least the sound of bones crunching. Ugh, I think I heard a squelch.
Right, now, Grand Grug, roll your shit.
Yes, sir. Roll me shit. Athletics. 21.
Nice, who does
And
it?
performance.
He said niceness.
And 17.
Oh, nice.
You
Oh,
can't enter drunk man, can you?
Oh yeah, you
Ooh,
flatten
what
this.
a shit.
You flatten this skinny-looking dude. I don't think he knows how to punch a dwarf. He was going a little bit too high, and you just deck him in the balls twice.
Too short indeed.
Rug, low profile.
You give
Okay,
him
I'm
the
gonna
Kazuya-
offer a hit to
you
get him
give
up
him
and
the
then...
Kazuya 112 right in the nuts.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
With the electric sound effect and everything.
Oh yeah.
Don't whiff.
Don't whiff.
Aaron.
Yes.
My feature, my background also makes it so people generally take a liking to me when I
Yes.
perform in a city.
Yes, generally they do. Generally.
So I get paid out, my good sir.
Yeah. Take your money, Outlander. Another 15 gold in your hand.
Thank you.
Octor?
I mean, yeah, I would imagine I'm getting a lot of weird looks, so I guess I'll step forward.
Indeed you do. Your opponent is a 16-year-old girl.
Oh god.
Oh, Octar, please no.
Octor's definitely gonna punch your face.
Octor literally
Equal
can't win.
rights.
She has several scars across her face and a wild look in her eye.
Oh no, this
Half
is
of
Young
her hair
2.0.
has
Run,
been
run, run.
haphazardly shaved off.
What was that?
Half of her hair has been haphazardly shaved off.
Mm,
God.
okay. Cool.
Oh no, she's rebelling against her parents.
Haphazardly does not mean unintentional.
Would I be rolling just athletics, or do you want me to do both of them?
Roll athletics and performance.
Okay.
I will warn you though, she got a nat 20 on her athletics.
Well, that's
Okay.
nice.
Oh, you about to get this work.
You better get this work.
Well, let's see what happens, shall we, gang? It's an 18 for athletics.
Mhm.
God damn, and a 13 for performance. That's not good.
Right, so you set about trying to inbox with this girl, but
Yeah.
she is too fast for you.
Yeah.
And eventually you overextend with a right hook,
She punches him in the balls.
and she squirms over onto your back and drops into a full Nelson and begins to choke you out.
Nice. I like that.
She squeezes until you lose consciousness but for a moment, and she is hailed as the victor.
Tap her nap, baby. Tap her nap.
Does she help me up?
But she kicks you in the face.
Crazy bitch.
I mean, that's basically the same thing.
Take that, ugly. I ain't never seen no green skin round here.
Yo, what the fuck did you say?
I take it. Is this the 16-year-old saying that?
Mm-hmm.
You are so young. You will learn one day. You don't speak to people like that.
I learned that I kicked your ass. She walks off.
I cast Vicious Mockery on her.
Oh man, I'm sinning. Let me at her.
I'm casting Vicious Mockery on her as she walks away.
Alright.
Oh god.
Well, what do you say?
I hit my drum in such a manner that penetrates her eardrums in an uncomfortable way. She's gonna need to make a wisdom save.
Very uncomfortable.
You're doing uncomfortable penetration on a 16-year-old girl?
You heard me.
Oh, that's spicy.
Roll this dex saving throw to evade the cops.
What was the dex save? What was the DC?
She'll just need to make a wisdom throw of 12.
She failed.
Alright, she's gonna take some psychic damage then.
Okay. She
Let's
takes
do-
psychic damage and fuck man. She gets real pissed. But
Good.
She's held back by a crowd.
I'm gonna walk
seems
up
like
to
she's
Octo.
the champion.
I'm gonna walk up to
She's the
Octo.
champion, the
That's my
16-year-old?
man. You're my man right now.
I told you you would learn. Consider this a lesson.
I'm gonna beat your green skin until you're blue. You just
Okay.
wait until I get my fucking hands on you.
Come at me, child.
I'm gonna walk in front of the two of them, put my hand on our new friend here. It's time to relax. Let's move on. You can fight her when you reach her in the champion stage.
One day.
16-year-old girl, level 10 monk.
It's fine. I got some psychic damage on her. I'm happy.
No, she's a fighter monk multi-class. So she's about to get that accent surge into.
Oh, geez. Fighter monk multi-class. She's freaking...
She's actually a barbarian monk.
Well,
There
that
you
was
go.
my plan, so.
Oh, my goodness.
Level 5 now, so I have multi-hit.
No, she multi-classes in fighter, fighter, barbarian, and monk. So she get that rage,
Oh, my
gets
god.
that action surge, and gets the fight in the battle master tactics. It's not even a challenge.
And she's long death monk, too.
Oh yeah.
Way of Long Death Monk. We do love Way of Long Death Monk, even though it's not good.
Should we head to
To be fair, that describes
the,
like half the monk subclasses.
the sermon now?
At this point, it's been a few hours.
Oh,
It's
well,
curious as to whether or not the sermon would even still be going on, but it is odd how few people walk the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they love them some Jesus here.
Nice. Did ML say anything about, you know, his adventure, his quick adventure?
No, Amel just looks very pointedly at all of you, like, y'all just let me get kidnapped, and proceeds to not
We
say
were
anything
like in
about
the middle of
it.
fighting.
Not even ML did.
Yeah, Amel there wasn't though.
I think
You
ML was
just
like,
kind of
"Hey,
like be kind of pouty.
what's wrong with you?"
Oh, nothing. So, what have you been putting all of your attention at, huh? Just curious.
I'm just watching the fights. Are you not watching the
Were they
fights?
fun? Oh no. Something pulled me away. Were they good? Did we
Oh,
win?
you had some other matters to attend to?
No. I was called away by forces beyond me.
Oh, you went to the bathroom.
He went to the
You
bathroom.
went to the bathroom.
So, I'm going to ask
certainly
one
would
of
see
you
something
to
to sit
figure
on.
out what the next plan is here. And that's going to be eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a monolith.
Okay. I'm the one with the plan.
It's a cat by the toe.
Let's. Okay, thank you. Or tiger, it's fine.
It actually is Tiger, so
Yeah.
we're close.
Well, now that we're done here, I suppose we should be heading towards the castle of some sort here. I mean, we have nothing really else to do. I would assume the sermon is over. Are you all in agreement with me, or what?
As I said, I'm in a big city. I'm just a small town person in a big city, not knowing what to do for money. I'll go wherever you guys are going.
We're already here.
I've
I want
only
to
met
go,
you
and I
for a
want to
day.
go.
Don't worry,
I was
Octork,
hoping there
your
was some kind of
family.
library or
Come.
something that we could look into, but sure.
Whatever gets us out of here faster.
I suppose we could look for. I'm sure
We
the,
could have
the Duke has an archive of some sort.
The Duke's Archives, you say?
The Duke's archives, I say.
Oh, yo.
Okay, so let us continue then, if we're all in agreement.
Yes.
And so each of you begin to wind through the nobles' poorhouses, finding your way towards the center citadel of Mornhall, your way up to Castle Mornhall, which is surrounded by an incredibly tall series of ramparts in the middle of the city. Just north of the King's Table, you find a small gate guarded by intimidating-looking knights in full, shiny black armor. They stand at attention for some unknown person, but the gate is in fact shut, and they do not acknowledge you.
Hello. Guards.
Interesting.
State your business.
We're here to speak to the Duke of Mornhold. He had invited us here to this place. Right.
You say that the Duke Bertrand has business with you.
Yes, I do say so. It's regarding the Lifestones from that cave he said he managed.
I will confer with the people inside. He turns to his compatriot, who steps into a side door and locks it from the inside. You will wait here until you are cold.
Understood.
Melva whispers to Mel, these guys don't get out much.
In that event, would you want to get out?
Huh? Well,
I'm just saying that the surroundings are not exactly pleasant.
fair enough.
It is dawning on
Can
all of
they
you
leave?
that there has been food for people in this city, and you do not know where it is coming from. There seems to be food and water. And near as you can tell, you're in the middle of a fucking raging inferno.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Some
Do you think
time
they can leave at all?
passes, and the the other knight steps out of the side door and locks it again. The Duke Bertrand humbly wishes apologies upon you. He is unavailable for a meeting tonight, or today, or whatever fucking time it is. You shall come back later.
Understood. Is there any place the Duke wishes us to stay? Or are we to find that on our own here?
I am afraid that we were given no further instructions on this. However, you may find decent lodging over in the nobles' poorhouses.
Decent, you say. Alright.
You may sleep wherever you wish. I am afraid it is not my concern.
Well, so much for that. Guard, do you know of a library we may visit?
Normally, I'm not very talkative with Outlanders. Maybe you can grease me palms a little bit.
Wait a second.
What's your favorite grease?
Out of all the
A
kobolds,
funny guy.
Hey, I have a.
your Duke has invited us. Obviously, at the moment, he cannot bring us in, which is understandable. However, you understand, having been in there to speak to him, or at least having a compatriot do so, that he has expected this. Would you prefer we speak to him and tell him about how you are asking us to bribe you, I emphasize that word, in the open? I'm sure he wouldn't like to hear about his guests being attempted to be fleeced.
I actually don't think he gives a damn.
He shrugs. Fine, fine, fine. Let me think. Archive. Honestly, I'm not much the reading sort, so I don't know much about that. But I think the Duke has a pretty good collection of books in his library, and so does the Lady Lucha.
Lady Lucha, you say?
Yes, the Lady Lucha. You see, well, I guess you wouldn't know being Outlanders, but the king has two hands. The right hand, the Duke Bertrand and his wife, Lucretia, and his left hand, the Lady Lucius.
Does she happen to stay in, also in Castle Mordor?
I don't know. We don't know much about the Lady Lucia and what she does in her spare time. She's mysterious that way. At least Bertrand comes out and talks to us occasionally. Lucia sort of sticks to her own guns.
Is there a way to access this library, or do we have to wait until our audience with the good Duke?
If you want to specifically use Duke Bertrand's library, I would assume that you would have to wait until your audience. Listen, I'm just a guard. I'm just guarding the entrance. I don't know much more about your politics than that.
Understood. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's leave.
Hey, no worries. You keep safe out there, right?
So, we're off to now.
Like I said, head over to the noble's poorhouse. I heard the Leaky Bucket's got some rooms.
Hey, Jesus?
Yeah, what's up?
Alright, so what direction would Mordhall be from the entrance to the ancient city that we were at? Like from
It
the
is
marketplace and everything?
northwest.
Northwest. Alright. So I'm wondering if I went. He says northwest. Alright, so
Now,
I'm
I am
wondering-
gonna... let me stop you for a second. I am gonna say this, and I want this to be 100% clear. This is an NPC area, guys. It is a town. And you can do cool things in town. This is not where the adventure is. There will be stuff to do here, and you can follow up on that stuff, but do not try and 100% this town. It is a town. Go back to where the adventure is eventually, because that's where the adventure is.
Right.
I like to do
That's
that
kind of
right
what I was
now.
about to ask.
Yeah.
Because when I play the Tuesday game, I know for a fact they are going to try and 100% the town, and I cannot explain to them that you cannot 100% the town.
The town. Right, I'm tracking.
Okay, what were you saying, Steve? I'm sorry, I talked over you.
No,
Wait,
it's
it was-
okay. I was just saying, yeah, I kind of want to get back to the adventure too. I like to at
Yes.
least one encounter before we end the night.
Yes,
Yes.
It was me.
there is
Me.
stuff here.
Yes.
However, it's not all here.
Correct.
Yeah. So I
What I was
was.
about to say was relevant to was relative to the adventure, less the town, more the adventure.
Right.
All right.
I was kind of like sunk cost fallacying, like trying to see if I can maybe stumble us into something here. Interesting.
There
don't wanna
was
stumble in.
stuff.
I don't want to stumble into
Y'all
anything here.
skipped stuff. The
I've got
stuff.
a trail that
You
I've been
skipped it.
tasked with.
Look, mate, all I'm saying
We're
is I'm
tasked
coming back
with
to these
trail.
scrolls.
Well,
You notice
I'm
the
gonna have
smell?
to pay for them
if
now.
I go to the Burning East, if I go to that gate, I want to see if I can pick up the smell again from the East Gate.
Oh, you can still smell it. It's this sickeningly sweet smell.
Right. Would it be so? Would I be correct in if we like say could we leave from the Burning East? Would that lead? Would could I follow the smell to the east, or what direction would I follow the smell to from?
If you leave to the burning east, you will step in magma and you will die.
Maybe we should just go back the way we came.
Yeah, let's just go.
That seems best.
So, here's the things you can do. Because I have made this too open-ended now. And I apologize for that. 1. The sermon where Duke Bertrand was presiding is over. And he is now unavailable for unknown reasons. 2. There's a tavern in town that you can stay at and get a rest. Because it is now what would normally be like nighttime. 3. You could simply leave and go back to the land of disaster. That would require that you talk to Karthus. Karthus will lead you back out. As you are now Duke Bertrand's guests to the city. You don't know how much that extends to being important, but it does mean that you are one of the few Outlanders that does get an invite in.
Okay.
4. You still haven't gotten into the Palace of Oath.
Yeah.
And 5.
Oh wow. Shot.
The marketplace. You still haven't talked to what's his name? You still haven't gone through David Bunch's shop. Those are all
thought
the
we did
different
go to
plot
the
threads
shop
that we're
in the first
tugging
place.
on right now.
David Bunches.
David Bunch in the marketplace. His shop
You
is
mean
downstairs.
His shop with the impenetrable wooden door.
Yeah, I thought we went there.
His shop with some wooden boards that were blocking a back entrance.
Yeah, that
Impenetrable!
We definitely
Arctic
went there,
mage could not break through.
To be fair, I didn't try.
Just rolled bad. You're so stupid.
Okay. I say this is my idea. Obviously, we need to talk about it. We
Absolutely.
take a short rest at the inn, and then we head back, and we can do either David Bunch's shop, or we can go into the side entrance, the Palace of Oath.
Guys, I just also want to say we have like 15, 16, 17, 18 viewers. That's pretty cool.
That is
Excuse me, what?
hell of a one.
Yeah, we
For
got like 18
what? You
viewers.
poor bastards don't.
They're not
Why
saying
you guys-
anything, but they are there. Hi, guys.
Hello, bots.
Yeah, I wish.
So, what do you guys think? Do you think we should go for the rest and then leave to head towards one of the two quest areas?
I think we
But
should.
we also still have to settle the life gem thing. Because if he owns that land, I'd feel bad.
What are you talking about? We gotta
The life gem was given
We already
to
gave it to
the mother.
Well, yeah, I
Um,
mean, the agreement that we have to arrange with the Duke himself.
We don't have an agreement with him.
Yeah,
I
To be
lied.
honest, I don't even want to talk to the guy.
I lied to the guard.
I know, but morally, right? I took
What?
an
No,
No,
object
but
fuck
from
like,
you,
him.
he's a
kind of
villain.
like, kind
He's
of
a clear
threatened
villain.
us right
I
after we
don't
walked
know,
up the fucking
Right.
line. So
Let's take it to a vote. Let's take it to a vote. To leave the city, say aye. Aye.
Aye, but also there's no vote here because he's not available.
No, I'm saying though. So, so you're saying we're
talking
just
about
gonna leave
leaving
the
the
city
city,
anyway?
though.
We have no like ability to speak to him to even measure a thing that does not exist. By the way, because I lied.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
let's
no.
go.
But ignoring that, I still want to heist that fucking scroll shop. To be honest.
I just want a longbow.
I gave you the ability to get a longbow. You just
Can we
wouldn't pay
please,
for it.
for the love
We
of all
didn't
that's
have that much
unholy,
money.
go back to the land of disaster and go to the goddamn Palace of Oath?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like the
We need to rest first. Look,
what do you do all the other things first?
let's.
All right,
Okay,
Jesus, we're leaving.
how about this? We rest. We gotta rest first. We're not gonna leave, and
Yes,
it's gonna be like
yes.
2 days. We got rest.
But
While we
Steve
rest,
doesn't want Steve wants his level.
I already leveled.
He leveled.
Because if
When
you
he got
rest,
his ass beat, he took a long rest.
we don't want.
Yo, what was coming on the cliff and took the longest
We
rest?
don't want to leave and then end up exhausted in the middle of the Palace of Oaths. We can take a rest. While we rest, if you don't want to, ML, you can go and heist it in the middle of the night, or it's supposed to be the night.
We can't be there because the house, whatever, is far away. We have to get the dragon to take us back.
What do you mean it's far away to talk about?
The
If we
palace
rest,
oath.
we can rest in a tavern in the town, and while we rest, if you want to, because it's going to be considered the nighttime, you
I
can
was
go
talking-
heist the scrolls if you want. And then we can leave.
We don't know where that lady lives.
I can't do that shit
ML,
alone.
you do know that the guy would have packed up his wares and went home,
Like, I
right?
assume that. And we don't know where the guy lives, and I don't still
Okay,
have
so
my,
he's home now,
note.
so it doesn't matter. Can't heist it anyways.
You can always heist.
You can always heist.
Okay, let's rest and fucking leave, please. That's my vote.
Okay. So, I think that this is a good place to leave it for the night.
Oh.
I know that we are just getting to the fun stuff, but what better cliffhanger than this?
No encounter. Shame.
Sometimes it's not about encounters.
Jesus derive pleasure off of the fingers.
This is... You guys have had a lot of shit thrown at you today. There will be encounters. There was one encounter, though, Steve.
Yeah, before I got to level up.
True facts. You will have your time to beat up on things, but in the meantime, I want to thank everybody who came to watch the stream. This has been the 6th episode of The Ancient City. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you follow the channel. And if you really enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, though, whatever, call to action, I gotta say it. And I will post the VOD up on YouTube, but I am terribly sorry that my mic was muted for the first hour. I'm sorry. I didn't know, and none of you told me! So... That's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much again. And thank you to all my players. We got Steve, Nick, the other ones.
I'll remember that.
Love you guys. Bye.